On this episode of the DTVC podcast, we've got Ty from Comeuppance on, as we'll be looking at Alec Baldwin on the Skids. So, Mr. Baldwin, in two of his recent DTV efforts, we'll be looking at 97 Minutes with Jonathan Rhys Meyers, and then Crescent City with Terrence Howard. And Crescent City is not about New Orleans; it's about Little Rock, Arkansas. So, I didn't have that on my bingo card. A movie called Crescent City that's not about New Orleans, but yes, stay tuned for that. So we'll be doing that in just a few minutes. Next week we've got Tom Joliffe, who we've had on the show before. We've had him on talking about either his movies or some other action classics, some movies like Drive and some Cynthia Rothrock flicks. But he and Nathan Shepka, they have a new movie coming out called Baby in the Basket. So both of them will be on next week to talk about that film. It should be coming out February 17th. So the episode's going to drop around the 11th. So to kind of give you some time to get out there and check it out. But really great movie. Really great to talk with them about it, kind of get some insight on some of the things. Not really much in the way of spoilers. I think a little bit here or there, but for the most part, we kind of keep it spoiler free when we're talking about the film, which is good because there are a lot of twists and turns in that movie. So yes, you can kind of get in and get a little bit of that process there. You may remember a couple of years ago we had them on the podcast when the Indiegogo for that film was just starting, and so now the movie's finished, it's in the can, and it's ready to go. So so looking forward to talking with them in a couple, or not in a couple weeks. Looking forward to talking to them next week. So stay tuned for that. And then we've got some more recording coming up this week, next week. So we should be filling out the month of February. We'll keep you posted once those recordings are in the can. I'll let you know, and we'll go from there. Now, DTVC Extra, I know people have been looking for that to see if we're going to have more DTVC Extra episodes. So, full disclosure, I'm going to visit my family this weekend. They live in New England, so I'll be getting the train from here in Philadelphia. It's about a 6-hour trip. So, I was thinking I might just load up on some Nicolas Cage and watch it on the trip. So, if you've ridden a train recently, really your best bet to handle that 6-hour trip is to just hunker down with your headphones and watch something. It's not a quiet trip. It's not an easy trip necessarily. So, it's kind of like Greyhound with better leg room, I guess. Maybe that's the best way to think of it. So I'm gonna hunker down with some Nicolas Cage, and maybe not next week, but maybe the week after. We'll start getting after it with those episodes on Nicolas Cage, bringing back the DTVC Extra for you. So stay tuned for that as well. And then in terms of stuff that I have guested on recently, so Forgotten Filmcast, I was on there recently to talk about Maximum Risk, the Jean-Claude Van Damme film. So check that one out. You should be subscribed to Todd Liebenau's Forgotten Filmcast. It's a great podcast. It's one of my favorites. If you're not subscribed, definitely get subscribed after listening to this episode. But you can check me out on there. And then John Cross from After Movie Diner. He's been recently posting episodes that we've recorded. One of them was we talked about Tough Guys Don't Dance and Hologram Man. So look for that. And then we recorded a discussion on Pure Danger, PM Entertainment flick, so another PM flick. So look out for that. Also, you may have noticed on my Facebook page that I've been sharing a PM Entertainment podcast that John Cross is starting. So he's looking to get that started sometime in March. So definitely look on my Facebook page for that. Follow that. Kind of keep up to date with what's going on there, because that's going to be really good. I'm going to be on that when he gets it going, but also he's going to have guys like Ty, from Ty and Brett from Comeuppance on there to talk some PM flicks. So a lot of people are going to be on there discussing these great movies from PM. So it's a really cool project that he's got going on there. You may have noticed Don the Dragon Wilson actually shared it. So so definitely check that out, and check out on my Facebook page to look out for that. And then in terms of the site, we just posted Model Behavior, another Nate Hill film. We've got, he reaches out, has us kind of review his movies, and this one's from 2013. It was on Plex. So we got that review in the can. So that's the most recent review. And then over the weekend, we did Don't Mess with Grandma, the new Michael Jai White film. So you can look for that review as well on the site. This weekend, looking to probably do Armed Response, the Wesley Snipes movie. So I got to kind of get after that soon because, again, usually want to try to have that kind of written before I get up to New England, because when I'm with my family, I don't always have time for all that kind of thing. So, try to get that in the can and get that ready to go. But keep an eye out for that as well. So this weekend, we're looking to do Armed Response there. Also, we're getting close to the 1300 post, which is going to be the one that has get Don the Dragon Wilson into the 40 club. So I'm kind of keeping an eye out. I think right now we're at 1297. So we've got 3 more to go. So after that, Wesley Snipes will probably do one more review, and then we'll get in. I'm trying to think. I think Showdown might be the one we do, and it's the Showdown with Billy Blanks in the lead. I think that's what we'll do for $12.99, and then yeah, Mr. Wilson will be there. We'll kind of shoehorn him in there with in amongst the rest of the ones that I have planning to post. So keep an eye out for that as well. Yeah, I think that is everything. Of course, my newest novel, Nadia and Aiden, is available on Kindle Unlimited in paperback from Amazon. You can find the link in the description here. Another book, Don's House in the Mountains, that I had out last year. You can check that one out as well. Again, you can get a copy of that. Bainbridge, always my short action novel. Always love when people want to pick that one up. I am looking to do kind of a trade paperback version of that book. So if you did purchase that one on paperback and not in Kindle, the paperback version of it, because it was so small, it's like I don't know how many words it is, like 40,000 words. It's very small though. I couldn't get any text on the spine, so there's no text on the spine for it. So what I was going to do is make a kind of a mass market paperback version, so it's smaller, and then this, there's more pages to it that can get me some text on the spine there. So keep an eye out for that as well. I know I've got to write a new Bainbridge book. I've got to write another kind of continuing his saga. The idea that I had for the next Bainbridge book is kind of a bit of a take on Showdown in Little Tokyo, where he's going to have a female partner, kind of a la Cynthia Rothrock, but then it's going to be sort of like a Japanese like ninja kind of thing. That's the idea I have in mind for that. So maybe I'll start kind of filling up some notepads on that and get to writing on that soon, so we can get some more Bainbridge out there for everybody who's interested in that. But yeah, for right now you can buy the original Bainbridge on paperback or Kindle as well. All right, well, I think that is everything. So why don't we have John Cross from After Movie Diner playing our theme song, and then when we get back, Ty from Comeuppance is on, and we'll be looking at 97 minutes. We are back. Or I'm sorry, no, we're back. This is welcome back to DTVC
welcome
podcast.
Back.
Yeah, right. Welcome back to the DTVC podcast. Yeah, we're not coming back from break. We're starting a whole new episode here.
Yes.
But joining us again for his monthly spot on the podcast here, we've got Ty from Comeuppance. Welcome back, Ty.
Hey, nice to be back on. It's totally good to be back on. Okay, we're going right into the impressions. A certain Trump might be president. Okay.
Well, speaking of impressions, speaking of Trump impressions, we've got the best Trump impressionist probably out there as our theme for today's episode.
Yes.
We've got Alec Baldwin on the skids. Alec on the skids.
Alec on the skids. Alky on the skids.
Alky on the skids. Yes, we've got two from him. We've got 97 minutes and Crescent City. So these should be some interesting ones. And then, of course, our spotlight on a fight today, we're going to be looking at the end fight scene in Hologram Man. So
love it.
Yeah, that's going to be it's going to be a fun one to discuss as well. But
excited, yeah.
Yeah.
What did we do? We did Fat Joe and we did Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide. Right. So
yes, exactly. Now, I didn't mention this before we started the podcast episode, but that episode that we did, the one our last one in January, that rappers one, that one blew up. That one got tons of street. Yeah. So I don't know if it's the Fat Joe effect or if people just wanted to see what we had to say about these movies, or if they just thought the idea was ridiculous and they wanted to check it out. But yeah,
that's great.
So I don't know if we need more Fat Joe and Pitbull on the podcast. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Fat Joe is in that other Alex Maisonette. I want to call him Maisonette so bad. Alex Maisonette movie. I forget the title now. Oh, what's it called? Checkmate?
Right.
It's Fat Joe.
We could. It's the sequel that came out before the.
Right.
I think it was made after, but it came out before. Yeah. I mean, the junkiness in that movie. And I've got to assume the other one's got to be just as junky, right?
Just as junky, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fat Joe. What do we call it? Just rap, just the titles. I don't know if he had a funny title.
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, no, I didn't give it. No, I just gave the two.
No, it's hard to think of one, right? Just like
Yeah,
we have
exactly.
Alec E on the Skids. It's like that's. Well, I'm not sure that's gonna be the title, but I mean, like
Yeah,
Alec E on the Skids.
exactly.
We'll get to
Yeah.
Alec shortly because I have a funny thing I saw on Instagram or where there's scrolling things about
Oh,
Alec.
nice.
I think I mentioned to you the other day, right? Well, yeah. So what, Fat Joe? So we'll get to that eventually. Or Fat Joe too. I can't think of the title. Checkmate.
Right,
But,
exactly. I guess one thing we could do. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But DMX did some movies before he passed.
yes,
So
we
there's
should
some of
go back
those.
to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
X is
that
gonna
one that
give
he
it to
did on Tubi, I think he had one of the first Tubi originals, but I believe it's like it says it's 2 hours long. I don't know if it's really that long, because that's what scared me away from some of those Tubi originals is they stay there like 2 hours, and
right.
I I,
Which one
I
was
don't.
that?
Let me see what it was called.
'Cause I know he's in a movie called Fast Vengeance and it has all of our favorites like Jeff Fahey and Natalie Byrne.
Oh, that might be the one to do. No, it's not that one. It's another one. It,
Great title.
it- yeah, Fast Vengeance. You're right. That's the one probably to do. Let's
We are
see.
looking for a partner for Last Kumite. We need something.
Right,
Like we
right,
still.
exactly. Oh, maybe it was Fast Vengeance. Maybe that is the one.
Oh, you did see that one? I never
No, I
got to
haven't
see
seen
it.
it yet. No, I haven't seen it, but
Okay,
that
it
might
looks
be the
good.
one that was a Tubi original.
I didn't know that was a Tubi original. I just thought that
Yes,
was
right.
their
2 hour
movie.
55. Yeah, so
Cool.
it's a long one. That's a pretty robust runtime. But you're right. It does have so many people in it. It's like, yeah, it on that side, it's like it's in a way it's kind of hard to pass up. But yeah, man, a buck
We
55.
need, like you said, we're still looking for a buddy with Last Kumite and Showdown and what's that movie called with Nevsky? Showdown in Gun Street.
Oh, and Rio
Terrible.
Bravo, Rio Bravo.
Showdown Real Bravo, what it's called.
Right. Yeah. Right. Taken. We did one
We
of the
saw the
ones,
first
but
one.
not the other one.
We did the
Yeah.
first one, but not the second one. The second one has, I think,
Right.
Rock, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. Rothrock and Wilson.
That'd be
Is
perfect
it?
as a partner with Last Kumite.
Right.
So,
Right. Exactly. And it's just I don't know if it like so it's taken from Rio Bravo is the one that we want to do, and for some reason it's still rent VOD. It's still
yeah,
4.99 VOD.
I
Um,
pay nothing.
No, we that's the whole point of what us doing this
Yeah,
is that it's streamers that we both either subscribe to or that are free, like Tubi,
exactly.
mostly Tubi, but like Hulu
So
has,
fake.
like one of these is on Hulu. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not forking out $5 per, because
No, I
obviously
did it
that would add up
once.
quick if we had to do that. If we were doing that, because we do these once a month, so you
Yeah.
could be, essentially you'd be paying, yeah, you could be paying quite a premium through the year. I mean, yeah. So
As they say, did you ever watch The Good Place, the show with
I never
Kristen Bell?
saw it, but I know what you're talking about.
But
Yeah.
you can't say the other F word, so she says fork this. So if I'm
Right,
not
right,
forking
exactly.
over this, I'm not forking over this.
Right,
It's like,
exactly.
but let's see. What have you been watching?
So for me, I did because David Lynch is passing. I
Yeah, it's
watched.
unfortunate.
Yeah, and so I haven't really seen a lot of his movies, but I was thinking about doing a tribute on the site, doing a blog post for it. And I was like, well, what movies could I do? And he did a concert video for Duran Duran in 2011 that was like, I guess it was like
Amazing.
streamed on the internet. It was sponsored by American Express, which I kind of remember it now when they mentioned American Express. So I watched that. It was on Tubi. It is a trip. It is. It's not like any concert video. Like it's in the sense of a concert video, right? You've got the band performing on stage. They're performing in LA. They've got guests that come out like Khalees, the guy from My Chemical Romance. I guess Mark Ronson, because
Wait,
they're
Khalees, like the singer, the
right, the
milkshake.
milkshake singer. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, Khalees still hanging around. Well, that's 2011.
Right,
I mean, like,
exactly. So yeah, I guess I was trying to think when that milkshake song came out, because that's right. That's when she was at
that's
the
all we
height of her
have.
fame. Yeah.
Yeah, if I could think of another Khalees song, that'd be amazing, but I can't. But
Right,
just
right,
like
exactly. Yeah.
I
No,
liked him.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a trip. So it's like so like they had a new album that Mark Ronson produced in 2011. So they were doing a lot of songs off of that. So there weren't they hit some of the hits. So they did Rio, they
Oh,
did
okay.
Hungry Like the Wolf, Come Undone, Ordinary
Did
World,
they did
Planet
Ordinary
Earth.
World?
Yeah, they
Did
did
you do
Ordinary
something
World.
I should know? There's something
No,
I
they didn't do
should
that
know.
one. They didn't do
Ah,
that one. They did a remix of View to a Kill that was actually really interesting. It was like Mark Ronson arranged it. That was
classic
interesting.
rock. The only
Yeah.
Ronson I know is Samantha Ronson, which is Lindsay Lohan's partner or life partner back in the early 2000s.
Oh, right. That's
Remember that?
right. Yes.
She's like a
No.
DJ and just short hair.
Yeah. Mark Ronson. He was a huge producer he probably still is
The name
now.
sounds familiar. I just don't really. It's kind of like you
Yeah.
hear these producers like Benny, what's his name, like Benny Boom or something like that, or Ben.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if he's the son of Mick Ronson, because
Mhm.
there's Mick Ronson who I know he was a big producer in
Okay.
the 70s and 80s, I believe. So
Well,
yeah. Yeah. But
Phil
it's
Spector, also a producer, didn't go so well for him.
no, I don't know if because he had a plaque here in Philly. In
Oh,
Philadelphia, they have the Philly Music Walk of Fame. So you see obviously Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff or Hall and Oates have them,
I
and
hope so. Yeah.
yeah, all the kind of the big soul performers. Harold Melvin, the Blue Notes, Teddy Pendergrass. But I believe Phil Spector had one. I don't know if they ripped it off, because some of them have been
Oh,
taken off. I don't know if they were like, you know what, we really can't keep the Phil Spector one on here. So
see, I don't think Frank Stallone is born in Philadelphia, but he's connected to Rocky and
right,
Staying
right.
Alive and Far From Over, a great song. Frank Stallone, my semi friend on Instagram. It's like same with
What
Chad Michael Collins.
I
It's just
think
like,
they're from are they from Hell's Kitchen? Is that where they're
yeah, I think they're from New York, right? The Stallone Bros.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
I
is the holdup in them working together on something? Like, wouldn't
I
that be cool? What's the
yeah.
holdup?
I don't know. Right, because they used to do it used to be that Frank would do a song on one of
Yeah,
Stallone's
let's
movies,
bring
but
back. Wouldn't it be funny if the Expendables had a song? It's
yeah,
like, it's like,
right,
but
exactly. Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
it was
I
Hell's
can't.
Kitchen. Yeah, they're from Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah,
So yeah.
they had a
A
great
different
name,
Hell's
Hell's
Kitchen when they were
Kitchen.
born there. Yeah.
I
They
mean, like, go ahead, please.
Oh, no, I was going to say it was a very different Hell's Kitchen when they were born there compared to what it is now. I mean, I guess Stallone would be at home in the new Hell's. I wonder, it'd be interesting to ask Stallone what he thinks about the new Hell's Kitchen, because it's all like fancy restaurants. I mean, it's like right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think they have Michelin star restaurants in Hell's Kitchen. I'm not sure, but I think so. Yeah.
What's the thing he goes to? Oh, what's that fancy restaurant? I've been there in Los Angeles. It's a nice restaurant. Why they all wear nice suits and
Yeah.
it's coming. I can't remember the name right now. It's a classic. It's a Musso and Frank's.
Yeah.
I've been to Musso and Frank's, and my uncle he said, "Oh, Sloan was just here." It's like you always say that. It's like he
Right.
just
Right.
says that as a joke, but it's like
Exactly.
because he knows I want, he knows I'm a Stallone super fan. It's like, yeah, Sloan was just here. Yeah, I saw Curtis Armstrong when I was
Oh, did
there.
you? Oh, nice.
I didn't talk to him, but he was there.
Right. Right. That's
He can
awesome.
afford Musso and Frank's. He has all that Revenge of the Nerds money.
Yes,
It's
that's
just like
right.
he still probably hangs on to that.
Yes.
And he's in some other things. But I
Yeah.
can't think of any Curtis Armstrong material. He could have been an action star, by the way, Curtis Armstrong.
Yeah.
Why not? He can grow a beard.
Well,
It's like
that's the point, right? You need the beard. You need the beard, don't you? I
you need the
think.
beard. So you want to be an action star, you start with a beard, then you get maybe a leather jacket, and then
Yeah.
you like walk down alleyways and you shoot criminals, kind of like Death Wish. And there's
Well,
your action star.
I was gonna say the character he plays in Better Off Dead, who's like kind of like this guy who's been in high school well
Right.
past the time he was supposed to be. That guy could have kind of been action star.
Yeah,
He could have become a cop on the edge, I think, right?
for sure, for sure. I need to look into more Curtis Armstrong material. I mean, like, uh, and, maybe I should write that down. I did see him. I mean, like, 'cause I write down all the hot celebrities I have met now in the past year or two.
Yeah.
And, well, I'll get to one of them again, which was because I've been watching. Oh, what else have you been watching? Oh, so any other songs from Duran Duran's?
No, so the thing that was interesting is that the songs would be playing, and then Lynch would be layering over all this sort of like footage of other things. So like for
Okay.
example, in Come Undone, right? While Come Undone's playing, and he's perform, the band's performing it on stage. You'd get like layered over it, like a guy like smacking a spatula on a charcoal grill with hot dogs on it. Or like while Khalees was singing the female part in Come Undone, there was like puppets, like animal puppets that were like kind of just hanging out and stuff like that. And it's just like the stuff that he was doing. It's one of those things where like, initially I was like, oh, it's a concert, movie. I want to just see the band. I want to see them performing. But as I kind of went on, it just kind of like I got into it, and it was just it's not like anything I've ever seen. So it's worth checking, especially if you're a Duran Duran fan. You haven't. I mean, I imagine if you're a Duran Duran fan, you probably
Oh yeah.
know of this, but it's a fun way to sort of honor Lynch's memory. I think to see that it's
I
definitely
can just
worth it.
picture like all of his visuals, and then he does like a dub track of his distinctive kind of high voice. It's like,
Right.
David Lynch, I'm here. Yes, it's like,
Yeah, well, because
I always
he
love
does
his
the
voice.
intro. He does the
He does.
intro,
It's
and it was
me.
impossible for me to get a shot of him in the intro because it was like all over the place. It was like an MTV kind of thing where it's like black and white
Ah,
with fuzz, like kind of fuzz kind of coming in and out, and like it was like zoom in, zoom away, and all that stuff. And he was explaining what was going to happen, and he's like, "Yeah, hopefully we'll have some happy accidents and stuff like that." And yeah, it's a trip. Duran Duran's one of the few bands I think that would want that kind of concert movie that they would want David Lynch to do it the way he did it and just like let him do it. But he does it, and it's yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. It's a lot of fun.
oh, all right. I'll try to look. Was that online or is
It's on
that?
Tubi. It's actually on
Oh,
Tubi.
it's on Tubi. On
Yeah,
Tubi.
it's on Tubi. Right.
Tubi. I can never say it ever normal. Hey, at least they have a new tagline. It's like, see in there. You ever notice
Right.
that when you watch Tubi?
Yes. Yeah.
It used to be what? Find your next rabbit hole.
Right. Yeah.
Wasn't there another one like, hi? It's
Right.
like,
Right. Exactly.
hey,
Yeah.
hey, yeah, goofball, what are you watching?
I know.
It's
Well,
like,
because it's all weird now with the purple and yellow color too, which is
I'm used
interesting.
to it now. It's like,
Yeah.
it used to be
Right.
what? It used to be like black and red.
Right, yeah, black and orange, or it was like, yeah, it was, because it's interesting how Tubi has grown. Because Tubi started out as just like another like, you know, um, uh, Film Rise or one of those
Yeah, I
kinds of things.
remember never really like I've heard of it, but never. And then it's like I've seen uh, over maybe 100 Tubi things, but it was close. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
like because I think, oh, it's on Tubi, and then like, when it's funny, I have stuff that has no ads. Oh, what's the thing with ads in it? But it's like
right,
it's like I know, but you can't stop because it's some weird stuff. I'm gonna do like a Tubi-a-thon one of these days. There's a lot on my watch list. It tells me on my email. It says you have
yeah. So
350 items.
I'm in the same boat every time I log in. Hey, you've got 350 movies in your watch list, and it's like, yeah, guess what? I'm watching this Duran Duran movie that's not on there. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah, because it's not on the list, so you can erase it. Exactly.
right, exactly.
Because that's what I watched recently. Well, I watched not all of the Children of the Corns, but the Children of the Corn sequels 2 through 7.
Oh, those are on Tubi.
Um, no, I watched it on
Oh,
DVD,
okay, okay, yeah,
and it's been sitting in my. But I've seen them a long time ago.
yeah.
The best one to watch is Part 5.
Right,
Field
that's
of
the Fred Williamson, right?
That is correct, sir.
Yes.
As Ed McMahon says, that's correct, sir. Never amazing that he watched Children of the Corn movies, but
Yeah.
because it has Ahmed Zappa, it has David Carradine, you know, Eva Mendes. It's
Yes.
like a classic slasher. It really isn't that stupid. Well, it's stupid, but
Right.
it's not actually really terrible. It's actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Then the sixth one has Stacy Keach,
Oh,
and then the seventh one has my buddy Michael Ironside. Does just
nice.
about nothing, but he gets to get to say the classic Children of the Corn line, which is, "Well, we have to find he who walks behind the rose." You know what they say that he who walks behind the rose, corn rose, I guess.
Yes.
But it's like, I don't know if you ever watched these sequels.
Oh, part
Besides five,
five, I
just
did
five.
a long time ago. I got to watch it
Oh,
again. I need to review it on the site. Really, is what I got to do. It's Fred Williamson.
yeah,
But what was it? Five was the one that they had trailers on all kinds of movies around that time, and it would always show the kids going, "Papa always says you reap what you sow," and so
yes, yeah,
I just
very
always
good.
remember
Really
that
good
line.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, these I don't know how they get. I was looking up Children of the Corn sequels and see if they ever got any like censorship problems, because I didn't see anything unless they're hiding that information. But there's some brutal kills. There's like these face. Oh, like in the fifth one, everyone's getting their head blown off
Yeah.
and like their face are
Right.
melting, and it's like, how are you getting away with all this stuff? It's just like, I thought
Yeah.
you, yeah. And then what else did I watched? Yeah, Michael Ironside. He didn't do anything in this. Like, because he told us back in September that he did 2 movies for the money. One of them was Red Scorpion 2.
Yeah.
And he didn't tell us the other one. We were trying to get it out of him. But maybe it's Children of the Corn 7, because that sounds like something.
Sounds right, doesn't it?
Well, I think it was shot in Canada. He hangs around there because he's from there. Maybe that was it. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe I can ask him again
Yeah.
if he's grumpy.
Well, because my hunch is because of the Children of the Corn name, that one probably had more production budget than other ones, and so they were probably able to throw a good amount of money at him to get him to do it.
Well, he's barely in it too. Maybe he's like less than 5 minutes. I mean, like what a waste. I mean, like same as Stacy Keach in the sixth one. Unless you got a little bit. Well, they don't have a lot of Fred and David either, so it's
Right.
like
Exactly.
But I'll take what I can get. And then I did watch another Fred Williamson, which is a rare movie. It's called Transformed, and it's also stars Leo Fong.
Right. Yes. How much? So I think that one's on YouTube. How much is Williamson in that movie?
It'd be nice and say less, about maybe 10 minutes.
Oh, geez. Okay. Less. Okay. All right. That's what I thought.
It's a little low rent, but it's funny. It's funny low rent because it's about like these drug dealers, and there's like a kung fu female pastor beating up drug dealers. It's kind of funny.
Right.
It's a hit. I think it's a hit for like goofy movie. And you got Leo Fong. He's back. Yeah. Not in it that much, but Fred Williamson plays the hammer, and Leo Fong plays the fist. Right. And it's kind of funny. They don't have any really scenes together.
Yeah. They're
in the same scene, but they're not there. If you watch it, it's pretty. If you get into that frame of mind, it's kind of low rent. It's kind of funny, you know. We'll be reviewing it soon. I know there's not a lot of movies on the site right now because we ran out of movies.
Yeah.
So we're working on it, but we just watched this. So.
Yeah, I gotta say, because it's on YouTube, and I was meaning to watch it. Oh, so I'll watch it. I think so. I probably won't watch it as like this is a Fred. You know, like I mean, I gotta watch it. I think for the Fred Williamson and the Leo Fong factor. But
yeah, you gotta watch it.
Yeah,
I kind of missed that Leo Fong. I know he passed away just a couple of years ago, right? Didn't we? Yeah, we did a podcast, right? It was the Fong. Oh, it was some silly title we had.
Yeah, because it was on
the Fong show. The Fong show.
Yes, the Fong show. Yeah, on your podcast. We talked. Yeah,
it was a while ago. Was that before he died? Or was after? We always do that after these people pass away.
Right, because I don't think we found out until we were doing the show. Like we started, you know, we were like kind of looking into stuff to do the show.
He's in some other things they're hard to find. I told that to Brett yesterday that I would look up Leo Fong and double check.
Yeah,
because I kind of missed the little guy. You know, it's like we used to see him a lot. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And then anything else I've watched? I did watch this weird movie. It's called Confessions of a Call Girl, and that's Bokeem Woodbine.
Oh, I've seen that one floating around. Yeah.
I'll give it. I mean, it's low rent. I mean, I wish it wasn't because you had something there. It's kind of written and directed kind of awkwardly and poorly made, but but I'll give it points for kind of a dark ending. And I guess it tried, and I gave it a fair shake.
Yeah.
And then I also watched Ripper 2, Letter from Hell.
Oh, yes.
And have you seen that? It has Aaron Carplunk. That's what I call her.
Right.
That's what it looks like when I read it.
Yeah.
He's in that movie, Ray Liotta. It's a remake of Suddenly, the Frank Sinatra movie.
Oh, no.
You ever see that? It's okay. It's a movie on screen. It's a Uwe Ball movie.
Oh, of course, yeah.
There's like a fake Barack Obama guy in it. It's kind of funny. It's like, yes, Obama, yes. Like it just kind of looks like him. It's like, it's that's kind of dumb too. But this one, because it's also directed by Lord Samandel. I think we talked about him before.
Oh yes, him. Yeah, he's a classic.
Oh, well, there's some whipping involved. It's like, he's directed by Lord Samandel. Oh, it is. Yes. So there you go. And overall, the movie was just okay. I mean, like. I'm trying to find Transform was the best thing I watched the past, and Fields of Terror, Children Corn 5.
Yeah,
watched a lot of stuff actually. Just keep watching. Can't stop watching things. Oh, but I watched these movies a while ago. 97 Minutes and Crescent
City. Yeah. Now, one thing I want to quick say about Lloyd Samandel, people, if you're listening, he directed. I think he directed the second Cracker Jack, right? Did he? And the third Cracker Jack.
It's either him or Michael Mazzo, whatever his name is, but.
And then Samandel produced them. Yeah, he got the rights to the Cracker Jack franchise.
I like to see that. Conversation. Like, can I have the rights to Cracker Jack? Like, all right. Yeah, can I also cast Judge Reinhold in his best role ever? Sure. What a movie that is.
Yes. Yeah. Absolute trip. Yeah. Well,
he needs to be at these conventions, Judge Reinhold or Carol Alt, because they're getting hostage trained to sign. Why isn't Reinhold at these things? Because Alec Baldwin was at these conventions because he might need some money because of a certain thing. and that's why he's making these movies. So
I
it's
think
like,
Judge Reinhold did like a soft retirement.
oh, interesting.
When you look at his IMDb bio, he did a
Mhm.
Christmas movie, a Christmas TV movie in 2017, and then didn't do anything until Axel F. He also
Oh,
doesn't
wow.
have, yeah, he has nothing in production either. So it was almost like one of those things where like, and I wonder if that's why for spoiler alert for people who haven't seen Axel F yet. I don't, have you seen Axel F?
Oh, yeah, I have, yes.
You've seen it? Okay. Yeah, so spoiler alert for people who haven't seen it. Yeah, essentially Billy Rosewood shows up at the beginning, disappears, and comes back at the end. And I
It
wonder
was
if part of that,
weird.
yeah, I wonder if part of that was he wasn't really interested. You know, he was like, I'll do it just to do it, but to be a part of it because you need me to be a part of it. But it seems like he's kind of in a soft retirement at this point.
Interesting. Now I'll keep that in mind because he acted weird in it. And his character was different. It was like, what is going on
Yeah.
with Ed Reynolds? And of
Yeah.
course, the most obvious villain ever, Kevin Bacon, and that's
Yes.
allowed. I mean, like, can
Yeah.
you be any more obvious? But that's part of the fun.
Well, it was an upgrade from part three, right? The
Yes,
villain we had in
they
part
made fun.
three was just like he was like a smarmy, like bad date for Lane in Seinfeld that they turned into a villain. He was not a blockbuster
Who's the villain
level villain.
in the third one? My
I don't
memory of
remember the
that is
guy's name because he was John Saxon was under him. John Saxon was probably the guy they should have had as the big villain because John Saxon is villainous. But instead they get this
oh,
other
that's
guy.
right. Yes, John Saxon was in that, and Hector Elizondo, and I mean, like, it's a
Yeah,
I. And at least they kind of made fun of it, which is interesting.
right, right,
It's like 1993. That wasn't your best work. You know, it's like
right, right.
that was a nice little bit. It was done well. It was done well.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So,
exactly.
um, let me think here. I think that's everything. Unless you want to jump into the movies.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think so. I think we definitely can. I was going to see if I could look up the guy
Oh,
who
go
played
ahead,
the
please.
baddie, but I don't see he doesn't
Go
have a
ahead. I don't
picture.
mind.
Oh no, oh Timothy Carhart was the baddie. Ellis DeWald,
That's the
Timothy
name I've
Carhart.
heard.
Yeah, so I
He
mean,
makes
again,
those shirts.
yeah, right. Yeah, he makes he must be the heir to the fortune of
To the car.
to the car. Right. Yeah, if you go into his house, it's just all like heavy duty denim, like orange, burnt orange, heavy duty denim, just everywhere.
Well, you know one who loves denim the most, of course, is Jay Leno. Right?
Yes.
He loves his denim.
Yes,
Hey, folks,
exactly.
denim. If we go into his house burned down, I'm not sure in LA, but if it did, all of his denim is still available. It's just like, so,
Right.
hey, folks,
Yes.
here's some denim, folks.
I
It's like,
wonder if I wonder if that's how he survived the rolling down the hill.
oh,
The denim prevented him from getting too many really bad abrasions. It's denim can handle the tar.
yeah.
Eventually
I
it
mean,
falls apart, but yeah, especially if
didn't he
it's
get
high
hurt?
quality denim.
And didn't he get hurt recently? Like he fell on a mountain or something, or some weird thing. He
That's
like
what I
got,
mean. Yeah, I think
yeah.
it was
What
like a
the
big
heck?
hill in Pittsburgh or something, and so yeah. But I think again he's got the denim. The denim probably saved him. He was,
Oh, that's good. See, the
yeah,
denim always saves them.
yeah.
Hey, folks. I mean, like,
It-
oh, we got the well, he had to support the dancing Edos. Let's go back in time there.
yes, that's right.
I
That's
lo-
right.
it is funny. I don't know. It's like someone. I mean, wow, he really made hay out of that.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
'Cause
Yeah.
did he make hay out of the Phil Spector stuff? Or I haven't. My memory of that is kind of gone.
I don't know. Maybe,
Because
maybe a little bit. Yeah.
it's weird that you're making fun of murdering people. I
Right.
mean, like,
Right.
I mean, I guess you can do that. I mean, like, go right ahead. I mean, like,
I think it was more the
isn't that
hair.
interesting that
I
we
think it
can
was.
do that?
I think it was more the Phil Spector hair when he was in
Well,
court. I
yeah,
think
the
that they
hair.
made
That
fun
hair
of.
was a wig.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. That.
supposedly Lana Clark passed away at his apartment, right? That she was in these kind of movies that we watch.
She
These
was.
kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. She was in some weird movie. I think it's called Vice Girls. Never saw it, but
Yeah.
it seems like it's very close to what we would watch.
Oh yeah. She did. She did a lot of those like in the late '80s or the mid to late
Yeah,
'80s. Yeah, and into the
it's
early
like she
'90s.
never, like she was stuck there, and then I think she was trying to be like a tweed, didn't
Yeah.
make it. I mean, like, because you're kind of stuck in the Corman department, which is fine. I call like Maria Ford, which is fine.
Yeah.
Never really made it past that. I mean, I kind of felt bad, and then she died. It's
Yeah.
like, but I saw her. I think it was Deathstalker 2.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, a good movie.
Yeah.
So that's legitimately like kind of a fun movie people should watch.
Yeah. It's on Tubi as far as I know. At least it
A
was.
movie. I
Yeah. So
I have the
directed by Jim
third one.
Wynorski.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. It was like it was done well.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the third one yet. It sits in my pile.
Yeah, same here. So it's in my Tubi queue, I believe, if it's on Tubi.
You have 300,000 things like I do.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
then sometimes I feel like, oh, what's on the bottom? You know, I thought my do was go from the bottom up,
Yeah.
but it takes forever to get to the bottom. There's too many items.
So Deathstalker, I think is it even called Deathstalker 3 or is it like Deathstalker or the Warriors from Hell?
I think that one's the third one, and then the
Right,
second
exactly.
Maybe just
Did you know that they did
Go
a
ahead.
remake with that they're planning to do a remake with Daniel Bernhardt?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, directed by Steven Kostansky, which I don't know who that is, but Nina Bergman, a Jesse V. Johnson mainstay is slated to star in it as well.
A Deathstalker remake. All right, and you got Daniel
Yeah.
Bernhardt. You know, he's been
Yeah.
hanging around a lot lately since these John Wick things.
Right, the John Wick
He's
things.
back.
Yeah, so I wonder,
Kind of half that. Daniel
yeah,
Bernhardt.
this could be interesting. It's in production, they said. So what that means, when we'll get it, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that weird Michael Madsen movie to come out, which is called Water Wars. There's a trailer for that. It looks terrible. I mean, like it's all stock footage of other Ryder Corman movies from the '80s, smushed into 2000 and whatever that came out, 2012 or something.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that trailer? It looks not great. I mean, like,
no, I never did.
You can find it. It's like, oh, Water Wars. Well, see now, water is very precious right now in certain parts of the country.
Well, because part of the thing of California is this is kind of a trip is that like that Palm Wonderful company and like the pistachio commercials. So that's a couple there's like this billionaire couple that owns those companies, and to be able to water their big massive farms that they have in California, they essentially bought up the rights to all the water in California. And then whenever there's droughts or situations like this, like where there's big fires that they need a lot of water, the taxpayers of California have to buy it back from them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they got the deal through. You remember the Senator Dianne Feinstein, who like essentially was just like sleeping. Like she passed away recently. She was like sleeping her way through the right, or was that? Yeah, she under Obama's administration, she essentially they paid her to push this bill through that Obama was like, well, it's Dianne Feinstein, of course, I'll do anything to help her out. Push this bill through that essentially allowed them to own all the water in California. They own like a huge chunk of it. And so, so when there's like droughts and stuff like that, a big part of it is also the fact that it's not like other other towns, like, how in New Jersey, it's like you see all these big water towers, like every town has a water tower and they have like their own water and stuff. It's like, in California, no, the Palm Wonderful people own the water there. And so,
of course they do. And it's funny you say water towers because that's what happens in Children of the Corn 5. Eva Mendes jumps into the water tower and dies. And
that's right.
I mean, like, that's kind of ridiculous. And that was my memory. Like, oh, right, Eva Mendes jumps into a water tower and dies. It's like, sure.
Right.
I mean, there's some story about that. Like, yeah, I didn't like my role in Children of the Corn 5 or Exit Wounds. Eva Mendes, she's on retirement too. It's like she hasn't been a while.
Yeah, she married Ryan Gosling, and I guess she's kind of doing this. Yeah, they talked about, because I guess they don't really talk about their relationship much, but I guess the deal is like, she's sort of semi-retired, like raising their kids, and I guess like doing some movies and some, but for the most part, she's kind of semi-retired now, and sort of living behind the scenes, while Gosling does, I guess. I mean, Gosling's not doing a lot. He does like one big movie a year, it seems like.
Yeah,
right?
He's turning into like a DiCaprio type. He has one. Yeah. Well, I didn't see The Fall Guy because I hear it was just pretty mediocre and bland.
Yeah.
It's like I see the clip when I kind of do my scrollings,
and
it's like something about like having protein and glucose or something. It's like, why do I see that clip all the time on The Fall? I'm not interested.
Yeah,
because it's not really a movie. It's more of a romantic comedy. If I was like an action thing, like a villain,
we
don't have many villains anymore. But I mean, like, movies, but we should probably go to our movies themselves.
Yeah, well, speaking of villains, right? We've got Alec Baldwin, Alec on the Skids, which maybe
Alec on
not
the
fair to call
Skids.
him a
He's
villain.
Alecky on the Skids. I mean,
Alec on the Skids. So, I mean, our first movie we're going to talk about are the two. So we have got
yeah,
two movies, 97 Minutes in Crescent City. So we're going to start with
yeah,
97 Minutes. It's sort of
yes,
the shorter, more compact one. It's available on Hulu. So this is not a
yes.
Tubi original. But it stars Baldwin, but also Jonathan Rhys Miller or Myers.
Myers, right? Jonathan Rhys
Myers.
Meyers and
Jonathan.
Pavan
Yeah.
Grover, which I'll get to. We'll get him back.
Yeah, yeah. We've got Myanna Burring, who she listed as doing some stuff that I recognize, but you may not recognize her. And then Michael Cera, who's also going to be in our other movie, Crescent City. I think the last time we saw Michael Cera, he was eating a cold hot dog in The Wrong Place. Was that the one that Willis did with Ashley Greene?
Yeah, I think that was Wrong Place. Yeah, that
Something
was
like
Wrong
that,
Place.
right?
Jamie King was Out of Death.
Out
I
of
should
Death.
know that.
That's right. Yeah.
You're out of death. We're out of death. Oh, out of
Right.
death. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There it is. Wrong place. I see it right here. Yeah. Yeah. Out of Death. Right. That was, I believe that was the song by Air Supply. Right. I'm all
We're
out
all
of
out
death.
of death. Yeah.
Right. So,
No, go ahead, sing it. It's fun.
no, that was good. No, that was enough. That all out of death. Yeah. I think people good. Yeah. But
A little
Cera,
more
right.
harmonizing there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm looking at that his IMDb, and I wonder, like, he's got to be close. I mean, we're adding two more here, but I mean, Wrong Place, Fortress, Survive the Game, Out of Death. That's a good chunk
American
right there.
Siege.
American Siege, I think you're right. He was in that one as well, I believe. That's right.
Michael
Uh,
Cerrone, yeah, he's picking up. You know.
yeah, he's just in a lot of these, and so yeah, so we've got him in this as well. But yeah, the plot. I'll do a quick summary of the plot.
Sure.
Essentially, there's a plane flying from London to New York that is suddenly taken over by hostages, and among the hostages, or sorry, among the gang of killers, there's an undercover agent who's known only as Steak Knife. We think Jonathan Rhys Meyers is Steak Knife, and so his deal is that he's sort of working with some of the passengers, including Myanna Burring, to sort of undermine the hostage takers, at the same time acting like he's still one of the hostage takers. And then you've got Alec Baldwin, who's the NSA director, who's on the ground in New York, who is like, well, we got to blow the plane up. When they say we don't got to blow the plane, but it doesn't work, which is great because they blow up a plane that's like going from like Atlanta to New York. So it's like, okay, no big deal there. We'll just blow up 200 people, but we'll worry about saving these people on this plane. But then, like, once that happens and it goes wrong, he has a change of heart, and so he helps them sort of land the plane. But the 97 minutes piece is that they had 97 minutes of fuel when the hijacking occurred, so it limits where they can land the plane and how much time they have to solve this situation. Yeah, Ty, what did you think of 97 minutes?
Well, I mean, it was going along pretty well, and then I thought it fell off
Yeah.
towards the middle and end, because you got your Alec Baldwin. He plays Hawkins. He's looking
yeah.
at some screens, as we promised in the last episode.
Yes.
And he's called the Tin Man.
Yes. Right.
Like, so he might wish for something also.
Oh, yes.
Alec Baldwin.
Right.
Okay, but wonder why he's on the Skids also.
Yes. Right.
Because he usually doesn't make these kind of movies. Might be a reason why he's making them.
Yes, and he's got a
money.
bunch. I mean, he did a bunch in 2023. He's got a bunch in pre-production. Yeah,
he had to go down that road.
Yeah,
route.
That route.
But I like that though, because it's like, because I like Alec Baldwin. He's usually pretty fun.
Yes,
and he wasn't. I liked him in this. I mean, like, he's he yells at his subordinates and looks at screens. And what did he say here? Terminate on sight.
Yes, right.
And it's like, oh, it's classic Baldwin. And he had that big speech towards the end. Well, I'll get to that in a second, because you watched 30 Rock, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I just think of his line. He's a great program, really funny. Lemon is Wednesday. It's like I think he said the day of the week. So
right, yeah.
Like, no, lemon is Wednesday, and then he's been on the Skids before. This is also in my notes. If you remember, Second Nature, it was like a TNT original movie he made. He was like a kind of
I forgot about that.
Kind of mildly overweight James Bond type. I mean, I forget Powers Booth. It was a movie on screen. It's a TNT original, Right. And it's like, oh dear. And, like, so he has graced our Skids before.
Yes.
So it's like, but now he's really hitting it here because he's looking at some screens. He looks like Alec Baldwin in his usual suit. Just like, and it's the plane slug. We got Jonathan Rhys Meyers. He's on the Skids a lot. Oh, he's really. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Have you seen Jonathan Rhys Meyers' filmography lately?
Right.
He
I
could
mean,
be a whole episode.
it's amazing how quickly it dried up for him, right? I mean, I guess
Amazing.
I was trying to think what he had though, right? Because he had Bend It Like
That's
Beckham,
true.
where he's not really the star. That's more Keira Knightley, and Parminda. I drawing a blank on her name. It's horrible. I should have looked it up before we started
Then
this.
you got
But
the Tudors. That was popular,
yeah,
or somewhat popular.
yeah. He was a supporting character in a lot of things, right? Because he was a supporting character in the Mission. Because it's like Bend It Like Beckham is where he kind of blows up, and then he gets the Elvis miniseries, and he gets Mission Impossible 3, right? That's the big one for him.
Huge.
Yeah.
And then you got the Tudors, and then, like, if you look at his filmography in the past, I'd say 5 years.
Yeah.
It's like all these Paramount Plus original movies that they don't look very good. It's just like, I didn't see them yet. It's some kind of disappear, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's in some movie. It's, I think, the director of Vindicta, Jeremy Piven masterpiece. It's like,
right.
It's like, did you watch that, right? Vindicta?
No, I haven't seen that yet. No.
Oh, you gotta watch Vindicta because it's a stupid title, but Jeremy Piven at his best. And Sean Astin kind of looking a little heavy as an more overweight Patton Oswalt.
Right.
And it's like a slasher. It's kind of garbage. It's fun.
Yeah.
Because what Piven you get is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I forget the title, but it has him and John Voight, Rhys Meyers and John Voight. John Voight, oh my goodness.
Yes. Well, he went past the Skids, right? He's either, he's like off the guardrail and off the, this is. Yeah, I mean, Voight, like, that's the thing with the thing about Baldwin, right? He's not quite the same as John Malkovich, because John Malkovich, I think, is one of those ones where it's like, what kind of projects are going to pay him money? Like he could do all the indie stuff he wants, but that's not going to pay for the new pizza oven in the backyard or the new kitchen island.
Maybe get that pizza. I think like, I have a pizza oven. Would you like some pepperoni? I can't really do it, but it's like you picture that, right?
Yes, exactly. He's like staring at you while you think about it, right? He's just kind of giving you a look. Yeah.
Yes, I can totally see that.
Yeah.
It's like, you're gonna choose which pizza you want. It's like, right. I mean, like, it's almost like Jet Li. Like, now I know where you are. I'm coming up. So I didn't even sneak that in. But it's like, or I have a pizza oven. It made off look good. I got pizza. It's like, right. He was like a delivery driver.
Yeah, you could do all of them as delivery guys, right? They could all be delivering,
Here's the DoorDash.
I mean, in a way, it's a good point you think about DoorDash or being a delivery driver, because in a way, these movies are a similar thing for former Hollywood big names, right? It's almost like if you're between jobs and you need to make an extra, or you're trying to make some extra cash, you do like one of these delivery things. It's almost like kind of the same thing. It's this is like the Uber, Lyft kind of, DoorDash driver of acting roles. Yeah.
That's so true. Look at Alec Baldwin for this. It's like, so he can't do 30 Rock or anything right now, but he can do this. So it's like, it's like DoorCash instead of DoorDash.
Right, exactly. DoorCash, yes. I mean, the thing with Baldwin, and we see it in the other movie as well, but definitely in this one, because this one doesn't really have anybody else. I mean, Jonathan Rhys Meyers is the closest thing to anybody else in this movie. And I mean, Baldwin it's like what we talked about with Mel Gibson in some of these movies, where they're just at this other level of stardom. But even too, when you compare Baldwin to his brothers, it's like this other level as well. Like his brothers do these kinds of movies. When he's in this kind of movie, you're like, wow, like he's just commanding every scene he's in, even if he's barely in the scene. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good in the movie. What you get because it has that Alec Baldwin kind of voice and kind of like mannerisms that he does.
Yes,
but it's like Daniel, Steven, or Billy should be doing these movies, not Alec. Like, wait, no,
exactly.
You can totally see. They must have been in a plane slog movie. Oh, well, Stephen Baldwin was in a submarine slog.
Right.
Sub Down, which is directed by Alan Smithy. another Alan Smithy classic. But it's like
Daniel did Air Rage or something like that. What did Daniel Baldwin
well, it's
do?
Ice-T. I should know that off the top of my head.
Ice-T. Yeah. What was the one?
He's in the Planes
A
Vlog?
stealth movie, right? Active
Oh,
Stealth or something like that.
Active Stealth was oh no, that was Daniel Baldwin. Oh, that was Desert Thunder.
Daniel Baldwin, right?
Yeah, he's in both. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So Daniel Baldwin's done some plane slogs, and then Steven Cutaway. It was a parachuting slog, right?
It's a parachute slog, but that's
right. It had some planes in it.
It had some planes. Had your Behringer and White and what was Dennis Rodman's name? That Red Line or something.
Red Line, yeah. And of course Casper Van Dien. You had to have Casper Van Dien.
He's yelling at Stephen Baldwin, and then Stephen Baldwin, "I'm cutting away."
Right.
He's telling it to Maxine Bonds. Let's go back to her.
Right, exactly. God, that movie. I mean, that was one of the first ones I reviewed on my site, and I mean, I had it on DVD. I don't know if I still have it. I used to have it on.
I have it on tape now.
Yeah, it's a fascinating. For people that are listening to this Alec Baldwin thing, and you want to kind of branch out to some other Baldwins, that might be your best Stephen Baldwin is Cutaway.
That's a good point, because you have all these names kind of helping him out, like Dennis Rodman and Ron Silver, and Ron Silver's yelling at Stephen Baldwin. It's like point for stupider. Basically, what Cutaway is.
Yeah. Ron Silver essentially, if you've seen the most recent Expendables movie, Expendables or Expendables 4, whatever.
Expendables, that's hilarious.
Right.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, exactly. Expend 4, yeah. I didn't even think of calling it Expend Horribles. That's but Ron Silver is essentially Andy Garcia's character, only he does it better. Like it's a better version of that character.
Oh, okay.
And he also doesn't spoiler alert, he doesn't sell anybody out in the end, but yeah, but Ron Silver, his role in that movie is, Ron Silver.
Or kind of Horribles, but I think right now it's on Stars, and I don't have Stars.
Oh, right. So you got to get. Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Okay. I'm waiting for it to maybe get out of Stars, because Pursuit with Jonathan Cusack is now out of Stars and is now on Amazon Prime or Freevee again.
Yes, we might need to think about a Cusack on the Skids.
Yeah. So either he has the hat and the vape pen, or no hat, vape pen. I mean, I love that. Even Brett noticed that when I showed him the cover to Arsenal, movie I just bought with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. Because doesn't Nicolas Cage play his character from like?
Deadfall. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And he's great in that. I mean, John Cusack is John. I think John Cusack sits in the car and says, "Look, it's me. I'm John Cusack. I have a vape pen."
Right.
I love that. Did you ever watch The Prince? Did you review that? It's John Cusack and
so we did it on a podcast episode back in the old version with Jamie. I think that episode is still available for people. So I haven't reviewed it on the site yet, but we did do an old podcast episode on it.
Okay, because it has my semi-enemy Jason Patrick, and then John Cusack and Bruce Willis. And I remember it being pretty lame. Did you watch The Outsider also with Jason Patrick?
That one I don't think I've seen. No.
It has him and Craig Fairbrass and James Caan being extra lazy in it.
Right.
I'm the bad guy. Yep.
I always got it. I always want to see the Fairbrass. I always want to get more Fairbrass in. Yeah.
I didn't see that one that's like a Tubi original or a Roku original where he's in prison. It's like called like a criminal or something, like a violent man.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you see that trailer for the new Statham? It's like.
No, I haven't seen that yet. No.
Man. I'm a working man. It's like it's a little of a boring title. That's me, a working man. But the poster, it says "Human traffickers beware." that's the tagline.
Yeah,
it's always people. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that seems to always be the thing, right? You always got to take out the human traffickers.
It's fun, but the title's so boring. I mean, maybe we're running out of titles. I mean, as we've said, and other people have said, that he's always working, he always has a job. Jason Statham, it's like, he's a transporter, or he's a beekeeper, or he's an expendable. That's a job. Yeah. He's always working. Now he's a working man, so it's almost like a joke.
Right. It's almost like they looked at the different ones he was doing, and made a joke about. Yeah, so for sure. Now, quickly, I'll say The Prince for people listening. Episode 46 in the archives is The Prince. I don't know if we had a guest on that one, or if it's just Jamie and I doing that one.
I just remember watching. It's like, why is John Cusack in this? Why the movie is so lazy? The movie's just lazy. I mean,
the funny thing is, I'm reading the description. It says we enjoyed it. We both liked it. So I'll have to go back and listen to it and see why I liked it.
I mean, I can't. There's the other John Cusack. What's it? Oh, River Runs Red. That's Tay
Hmm.
Diggs and George Lopez, which
Oh,
is
that could be
amazing.
interesting.
It's like Tay Diggs, as if you look up, he fell off a little bit.
Oh, I see River Runs Red here. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, it might be. Is that on a streamer or?
Well, let's find out because yeah, you gotta love Tay Diggs. I always
I like
always a
Tay
big Tay Diggs
Diggs.
fan.
Yeah, he's
Um,
not really.
oh, it looks like it's on everything.
Oh,
You know how
it's
when
on
you go to
everything.
IMDb and you see like plus and it's like this one's +9. So yeah,
That's amazing. Oh, that's how it.
everything's got
Oh,
it.
that's how it works for you on your IMDb. It says +9.
So it's like when I go on IMDb on like on the computer or it'll say like
Oh,
what streamers there and it'll be like it'll list two and then plus however many after those two. So in this case it was Brown Sugar Prime Video channels, Con TV Prime Video channels, and then +9, meaning everybody. I mean,
wow. Okay.
everyone's got it. Roku, Freevee, Prime, Tubi. Yeah, so this could be one. I mean, with Cusack and Lopez, I mean, this could be definitely. It's got a
And
Hemsworth in it as well. It's got
which one is it, Luke?
Luke. Yeah, yeah.
I'm waiting for the Luke Hemsworth movie with Gunner. I think we mentioned this before. Um, it's him and Morgan Freeman or
Oh
Morgan.
yes, that could be interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a Randall scandal, so I want to see that. So
yeah. No, I mean that could be. I mean, Pursuit and River Runs Red could be a couple of good ones for
yeah,
for
Rick
a
Cusack
future.
the Skids. I mean, he's been no, he's not really hitting the Skids as much, or maybe he just doesn't care.
Yeah.
but anything else to say about 97 minutes? I
So,
have Go ahead, please.
well, I was going to say, I think you talked about it being a plane slog. That's the problem.
Yep.
The hijack movie. I guess there's two things about the hijack movie, right? Is that one, it's a confined space. So if you've got
Yes.
access to a plane set and you've got access to an office set, which is essentially what this movie is, and then they do like some stuff. I think it's in front of a green screen that's supposed to show like John Rhys Meyers' character in the past or whatever. But
Right.
really,
Steak knife itself.
the steak knife, right?
I'm calling
Exactly.
him Steak Knife. I'm calling him Jonathan Steak Knife.
Yeah, we'll call it the
Myers.
steak knife, right? But like, the plane slide. There's always this point where you're seeing the hijacking take place and everything, and it's like, okay, it's 30 minutes after the start time. Like you're 30, and in this case, the hijacking comes kind of soon in, and it's
Yeah,
almost
right
like
there.
afterthoughtish. And it's weird because like the hijackers are like keeping people like in their seats, but yet people can kind of sneak around if they need to, which is really weird too. But the thing is with the hijack slog is that you reach a point where it's like, what else are we going to do with this? I think Altitude did the best job of mitigating the plane slog by adding in other elements and other things, but this one didn't really do it. I think they thought the intrigue would be enough, but even the intrigue, it was kind of like you could kind of see where it was going, and so yeah, it just you end up slogging out.
Exactly. That's the problem. Look at, let's say, Passenger 57. He's on the plane for a good portion of time,
Hmm.
Wesley Snipes, but then he gets off the plane.
Right.
So you gotta split it, because if you're on the plane the whole time, it just becomes boring.
Yeah.
It's like, because I just watched another movie. I didn't mention this before, called Born Bad, and it's a bank robbery slog, or it's like a Dog Day Afternoon, but it has teenagers in it. I think it's
Yeah.
the fat kid from The Sandlot and Corey Feldman.
Oh, right.
Terrible.
Yes, right.
I don't know. I think there's a fat kid from The Sandlot. I haven't seen The Sandlot since I was a
So
child.
this a Feldman movie though.
He's barely in it.
Oh,
More
okay.
of a, he's there, but he's not in it enough.
Yeah.
And who else? Oh, James Remar and Taylor Nichols.
Oh, you gotta have Remar. Yeah.
It's a Dog Day Afternoon with teenagers, so it's kind of a movie on screen. It's okay. I mean, just be better, but I guess not.
Yeah.
But I was like, what was I gonna say? Yes, that's the problem with these slogs. You just, nothing else is going on except for this one thing. It's not a lot going on.
Yeah.
What else do I have here? I have, well, since it goes around in circles, but that's plane slugs for you.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote down in my notes.
Right. You can only do we're close call, almost going to get this person. The plane's about to crash. How do we fix it? Oh, we fixed it just in time. You can only do that stuff so much before it's like, we're doing this again. Oh, there's a new problem with the plane you got to fix again.
Release the hostages. Look at Air Force One. Get off my plane. That's a plane slog.
Yes.
I think people wouldn't call it that, right?
Yeah.
Because you got Harrison Ford. He's shooting terrorists and yelling at Gary Oldman or whatever. And it's like, but would you call that a plane slog? I think yes, right? Because remember, they're all like getting like rescued via zip line through the air. It's all very silly, and like William McNulty on a zip line or whatever. Like, what the hell?
Right.
It's all very goofy, but there's something going on. I mean, did you like Air Force One? I mean, like,
So, I think the thing is with Air Force One, Passenger 57, they, even though they're plane slogs, they gain a little bit, right, by having, Harrison Ford in the lead or having Wesley Snipes in the lead.
yeah,
So,
there's more going on in them.
yeah, this
Right.
is this, Jonathan Rhys Meyers is only going to give you so much. But again, the story was kind of just, it was, I don't know, there's a whole thing of, oh, there's a nuke on the plane and
Yeah.
now we can't blow the plane up out of the air. I mean, again, the other thing too that just blows my mind with these movies is like, let's just blow up another plane. Like, let's have, F-15s in the air or whatever fighter jets are in the air. They're going to shoot at the plane that they need to kill, which is the one that Jonathan Rhys Meyers is on. They're going to miss it, and then they're going to
Yeah.
blow up another plane with 200 people on it flying from Atlanta to New York. And it's kind of like, it's almost like it's like acceptable losses, or we don't care. And it's like, it's another piece of the plane slog, is that whenever you do anything, I mean, Die Hard 2 runs into this, right? I mean, they essentially, they show like little kids running through the aisles of a plane that ends up blowing up with Colm Meaney flying it.
Yeah, that's an airport slog. I mean,
Right.
look at the terminal, a movie I've never seen. But
Yeah.
as Tom Hanks, he's stuck in a terminal. He has a
Mhm.
silly accent.
Yeah.
But like, when I worked at the video store, we used to have cameras. Not that they really worked,
Right.
but there's cameras. So I was trying to make like a joke about the terminal. So I run to the camera, just like Tom Hanks did. I run to the other camera. And it's like, look, I'm in the camera, just like.
Right.
It's like that was the big gag. I'm not sure I can sit through that, but it's like, have you seen the terminal?
I don't know if I have seen the. No, I haven't seen the Terminal. No, that's Tom Hanks? Is that
It's
where
Tom
he
Hanks and Catherine Zeta-Jones. I think Spielberg made it.
right? Because he was the guy who like is like stuck with his
He's
visa,
stuck
right?
in
And
the
he ends up living
terminal.
in the yeah. He has
Yeah,
to
I
live
think
there.
it might be a true story. I don't know,
Yeah,
but I don't remember, and I think I saw like 1 second of it. Or maybe I saw
yeah,
a trailer. Like, this looked boring. Like, why are you stuck in the terminal? I had that stupid voice. It's like almost
yeah.
like pre-Borat or something like that. That time,
Right.
like,
Yeah,
it's like, what else did they say in this movie? Oh, ghost guns.
yeah,
And you're like, oh, they have a ghost gun. Oh, popular. You do these 3D printed guns.
yeah,
I don't really understand how you do that, but okay.
yeah.
It's like the gun in Existence. I want to saying that wrong.
Mhm.
Existence.
Existence.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you've seen that, right?
Oh yes, yeah. I haven't seen it, but I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
fish
about. Yeah,
bones or whatever. So
yeah.
basically, Jude Law. Jude Law hasn't made these garbages. Jonathan Myers has like a Jude Law kind of almost quality.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah.
He's
If you can't afford Jude Law or Ewan McGregor, Jonathan
yes,
Rhys
even if
Meyers
he's
would
Myers,
step in
yeah.
for you. Yeah,
Exactly. He's perfect for that. Like,
yeah.
Hugh McGregor, he needs to make some of these things. Maybe he's still kind of got it up there. Jude Law, he's up there a little bit. He hasn't fallen off just yet, but
Yeah.
they might. I mean, like,
Well, because
um,
I think it's
go ahead.
definitely a money piece of it, right? I think that's a big
Yeah,
part of it. Is how are you doing financially? I think one of the things with like a Ewan McGregor, I mean, he did do that. I guess he is doing stuff. He's still working quite a bit. It looks like because he did the Obi-Wan series in 2022.
yeah. So he can
Just
hang
like
on to Star Wars for a while for that, and he's
yeah,
kind of. I'm trying
no,
to think of
he's
his name and kind of garbagey. Not
yeah, he
really.
has. No, it's TV stuff. It's a movie called Mother Couch. I don't know what that is. Have you heard of that one?
Mother Couch. Haven't heard of that one. I
Mother,
didn't
comma
see
couch. It's a
I
n-
didn't see
n-
Train Spotting 2 either. Because, like, why is there Train Spotting 2?
yeah.
Something about it seems off to me. Did you see Train Spotting 2?
No, I didn't know there was a Train Spotting too. I saw the
Oh,
first
there
one.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the thing about John Rhys Meyers I wanted to mention. He was on the Skids a long time ago. He made a movie called The
Yes.
Tesseract. I don't know if you ever
Yes.
seen that.
I've never seen it, but I remember it coming out. I remember hearing about it. Yeah.
Uh, movie on screen. It's kind of like one of these like Hitman movies. That's all I remember. It's like,
Yeah.
isn't that something from the Avengers that had to like steal the Tesseract?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
that
Yes.
something?
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what, when they said that. Like, hey, look, John Rhys. Oh, it's not about John Rhys Meyers.
Yeah. I see he did one with Cam Gigondet, called
Oh,
The Shadow
Gigande.
Effect. Also has Michael Bean and or Michael Bain. But also it's written by the Law brothers, Chad and Evan Law. So
That makes me
um,
think of the movie we're waiting for, which is
I,
the Desert Storm,
yes,
Desert
with
Dawn.
Gigondet. Yeah. Yeah. Desert Dawn, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're 2025 now.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, they
Well,
pushed it
they
back
say
again. Yeah, that's right. It was supposed to come out this past year with him and Kellen Lutz.
Helen Lutz and Chad Michael Collins and Mike Ferguson from the masterpiece that is called Operation Black Ops.
Yeah.
Uh,
So now
Operation
they're
Black.
saying May 15th of 2025 is when
All
they
right, I'll
think that
keep an
one's.
eye.
I didn't realize. Not only did Chad Law write it, but Art Camacho co-wrote it.
This could be a fun one if it's done right. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
like,
if it ever comes out, right? That's the other thing.
what's the holdup? I mean, like, maybe it's
Yeah.
just maybe it's a distribution problem, but they say expect May 15th. All right, I'll keep. You know what's funny? If you click on that on IMDb, I can make it like an event on my phone. It's like,
Right.
here it comes. Here comes Desert
Yes.
Dawn.
Yeah.
Nothing important at all. It's just
Yeah.
like,
I mean, looking at it here, Art Camacho's second unit director, so he must be doing stunt work or stunt. Well, there's somebody named Kobe Azerly that's the stunt coordinator, but yeah, Art Camacho's on it as well. So we got Art Camacho, we've got Lutz and Gigonde and Chad Michael Collins, Mike Ferguson, the tattoo artist, Texas Battle. I mean, yeah, we
Texas
need
Battle's
this
in it?
movie.
All right, we need this
Yeah,
one. This is like, can we? It's just like the other Alec Baldwin movie, which
yeah.
I cut off. Why did I always screw up the title? Log off, log.
Oh, the Alec Baldwin one. You mean
What is that called? I just cannot remember the title. It
Clear
just
Cut?
escapes me.
Clear Cut, right?
Clear Cut. Thank you. Why can't I not
Yeah.
remember that? It doesn't.
Yeah, some of those titles just don't resonate, Dave, because they're just all similar and yeah.
The last thing I want to mention about 97 Minutes is that it also co-stars and it's written by Pavan Grover.
Right.
And he's in a movie called Unspeakable with my friend Dina Meyer.
Yeah.
And then she was talking to me about that at the convention, the horror convention. And she's like, yeah, Pavan Grover. Yep, he's a chiropractor. Also a director. No, but she understood the movie is not. Well, he said she shot it very quickly, and you had your Dennis Hopper. The weird. I don't know if you ever seen Unspeakable. I talk about that movie all the time.
You talked about it. Now, did she sign your copy of it?
She sure did sign my copy. She said,
That's
"I'm
awesome.
speechless." Love Dina Meyer. I don't know if he said love, but
so I love that. So here's a good, because you said he's a chiropractor, right?
A doctor, really. Yeah.
What? Okay, no, because he says he's a doctor by profession. But if he's a chiropractor who's passing himself off as a doctor, that's interesting.
He's a doctor for something.
Oh, okay. So he is a doctor. Okay, so he's
a doctor, but I forget what she said. He's a chiropractor. But yeah, Unspeakable. People should watch it.
Yeah.
Buy it on DVDs, preferably.
Yeah.
And because it's. I asked her about. Well, you didn't watch. You have to watch the movie, but I mean, like, I asked her about certain scenes. And that's about Pavan. That's about Dennis Hopper and Jeff Fahey, Lance Henriksen.
Yeah.
It
is on. It is on Tubi, so people can check it out there too as well.
Check it on Tubi. I mean,
yeah.
If you like Dennis Hopper, kind of screaming, and she said he was fun, and Dennis Hopper and Lance Henriksen, but Jeff Fahey, she said she didn't really work with him, but which makes me that's interesting.
Yeah,
because they're supposed to be in the same scene. Towards the end of it, he didn't work with Jeff Fahey. Like, oh, okay, you somehow smushed that together somehow. I got to rewatch it again for like the fifth, sixth time.
Yeah.
Well, I give that movie so many chances. I don't know why, because there's something about it. But anything else I have on here? I guess no.
No.
I'll give it like a 2 stars. The movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's movie on screen kind of.
It's it's kind of one. I mean, you get a little bit of Alec Baldwin and some funny scenes, but it's just like it's one of those things where it just I don't think it knew where it wanted to go, and it just kind of just ramping things up. But I think the moment you blow up a plane full of people, you kind of lose a lot. I mean, there were some tense moments, like the landing the plane and stuff, but it was kind of more like, do I really care? I mean, if you blow up 200 people, like, what does it matter if you save another 200? It's like what
It's a tricky one,
Yeah.
Look at the Randall scandal from Cash Out. It's like you're just not being very nice to these hostages.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, what I was going to mention? Well, Steak Knife. I mean, that's a very ridiculous code name.
Yes. I mean, hearing Alec Baldwin say that, like, what's going on with Steak Knife? Steak Knife. Can you hear me?
Steak Knife.
Yeah, that's the most Skids of Alec Baldwin on the Skids is him having to say that. Yeah,
that's Skids, because I could tell like there's pain in his voice saying this stuff. It's just like, why am I? Oh, right, I shot that person allegedly.
Yeah, right, exactly. God, yeah.
Like that's I hear that might come out eventually. Rust.
Yeah.
I will watch it. I mean,
It's listed as coming out as it came out last year. I don't know.
it went to some festival. People have seen the movie. They say it's like a typical Western new movie that
Yeah,
had Nicolas Cage, like the old way. Not a
right.
great Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's amazing, right? So the production was halted in 2021. Yeah,
wow, I'm gonna go now.
yeah,
That would have been on Tubi or 4 years ago, but I mean, it's like,
yeah,
I mean, it looks like a Western. I mean, I'd watch it. I
yeah.
mean,
It sounds like the movie was a mess, and
yeah,
so it was they started shooting in 2021.
my goodness.
So when they stopped in 2021, that's when you kind of, I mean, it looks like Baldwin was doing, yeah, he was doing some voice stuff, but he was mostly, yeah, he wasn't really doing Fugazi stuff like he is now. It's almost like, yeah,
Yeah,
it was
you
like
can just tell. It's like, what have I
2023, it
got here?
just pops off, and it's,
Yeah,
Supercell, 97 minutes, Atrabilius, I don't even know what the hell that is, Clear Cut, Crescent City,
yeah.
and
Look
he's
at
got a
that.
bunch coming as well. False Awakening,
Yeah,
Hollywood Heist, Fighting
False
Destiny.
Awakening. That sounds like a
Yeah.
straight to video movie.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's take a look at what this is. It's in
Yeah.
pre-production right now. He's listed as it only has him and then the guy from from 97 minutes, Angel Negrum. Remember him? He was the Negum. He was playing the uh
Doing Terrace.
right. He was the guy that was helping them.
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember that character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, we need a doctor or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he ends up getting shot and killed. He's in that movie as well. So yeah, we'll
So,
see.
I mean, you could tell it's kind of interesting. Plus, isn't it going to be on a reality show?
Oh,
Uh,
probably
Remember this? It was
Baldwin.
the Baldwins, and it's on A&E or TLC or one of those. It's like, no, he was no.
Yeah,
I mean, you
no,
just feel bad. I mean, like Crescent City is like now you're into Randall scandal material, which we'll get to.
right.
Uh,
That'll be the next one.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah. I don't know if do you have anything else on this one, or should we
We
move
fresh out.
into? All right.
We can move right on along to Crescent City, or do you want to take a break?
No, I could go for it too. I could
Yeah,
jump
I'd
right
go
in as
right
well.
to it.
All right,
Let's
so
go.
we're
I'll just
diving in on
say,
Crescent City. Now,
yeah,
one thing I should warn people about, like this is also one we're gonna have to talk about spoilers. When I do the cold open, I'll just mention just a
yeah,
blanket
sure,
thing about
sure.
spoilers. To be honest, I think when we talk about spoilers in these movies, like I don't know that it really hurts them that much because in some ways you can predict what's going to happen anyway, but also because it's these are kind of junky movies overall. It's just a matter of how much you enjoy that kind of thing. Um,
Yeah, people
yeah,
understand. If you're watching a movie on Crescent City, which is like almost straight to Tubi in a way,
exactly.
it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, with a big cast, so it's going to be interesting. So
pretty good names.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. So yeah, I'll do a quick synopsis here. So
sure,
now
please.
you're probably thinking Crescent City. It takes place in New Orleans. No, it's a fictitious neighborhood outside of Little Rock, Arkansas. That's called
That's
Crescent
hilarious. You can
City.
just stop there, which is
Yeah,
already a mess. It's
right.
already ridiculous. That's why this
Yes.
one's the funnier one, I think.
hmm
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever heard of a bait and switch city name? Like can you imagine like if a movie was called The Big Apple, right? But it
Uh,
took place in like a suburb of like Grand Rapids, Michigan that was called The Big Apple. Like,
that's hilarious. Just
yeah,
like that's brilliantly done. It's like
yes.
you already start on I'd say the wrong foot or the right foot, really.
Right, exactly, exactly. So the idea of the movie is that in this
Please.
Crescent City, in this area outside of Little Rock or in the Little Rock area, there's a serial killer who is beheading people and leaving their bodies in places. At the same time, Terrence Howard, who is a detective who works opposite Esai Morales, he is dealing with these demons of having killed a kid in a red hoodie at one point, and so he sees this kid in the red hoodie whenever he's working, and then he starts like having blackouts and stuff. So
Right.
it's making it difficult to do this case. But then at the same time, Nikki Whalen, who people may remember from what was the Dolph movie that she was in, the most recent one.
Center
It
with
was
Bruce Willis.
she might have done some Willis ones as well. It was why can't I think of the name of the Dolph one though? That's ridiculous. It just came out like just this past year. The Best Man.
It
She
wasn't
was in the
Wanted
Best Man.
Man.
Yeah, I think she
Oh, the
played
best man.
the Best Man, right? I
I still have
believe
to watch that one.
you haven't seen that. Okay, so she plays Luke Wilson's wife
That's
or
fine. You can
wife
give
to
me a
be or
spoiler.
whatever. Yeah.
Uh,
So that's that. No, there's no spoiler. She's like one of the main characters. She's like yeah
but
but she's originally from Australia. I don't believe she doesn't use her Australian accent in Best Man, but she does in this movie. And
yeah,
she's like supposed to be helping them find the serial killer, but then they find out no, she actually works for IA. So who is she investigating with IA? And so then we're finding out that there's more to do with this whole shooting of the kid thing that could be coming back to haunt him. Also, Terrence Howard is having an affair with Nikki Whalen's character, despite the fact that he's married with a daughter. And so all of this stuff is start coming to a head, and it looks like people are framing him for the murders, and now he's got to clear his name.
Yes, of course. Yes, I
Yeah,
mean that couldn't be any more predictable on that one.
yeah,
Like they're blaming
exactly.
me, man. You know, it's
Right,
like,
exactly right. And Alec Baldwin as the chief of police is just trying to keep
yeah,
everything straight while he's
he's
got these degenerate
Captain,
cops on his beat. Yeah, and
yeah,
so
Captain Howell, and he says the classic cliche: "Give me your gun and badge."
yes, oh, it's beautiful. And
Oh,
now you have to wonder. So when that happens, when he asks for their gun and badge, I don't think he's in the same room with Isai Morales and Terrence Howard, because I believe it's a double for Isai Morales that hands over the gun and badge. Like
yes,
that back of the head was not Isai Morales' head.
no, wow, he's pulling out Willis.
Yeah, it's insane. So yeah, Ty, what were your thoughts on Crescent City?
Okay, I like this one because it's so
Yeah,
ridiculously terrible. I mean,
right.
it's like it was like the sequel to Midnight in the Switchgrass, but if I was funny enough as it is,
Yeah,
it was like the sequel. It's like
right.
so we're watching the sequel instead of Bruce Willis and Megan Fox. It's now Alec Baldwin, Terrence Howard, and Eli Morales. First off, there's 7 logos.
Right.
Uh,
Yes,
it's
which is
like that
almost
was
a
funny.
record.
Here comes another one.
Yeah,
Was that a
that's
record?
insane. Well, so I saw Darkness of Man recently for the podcast episode of two with
Mr. Mon. You watch
Darkness of Man, and that one had 8. That one had 8.
8 logos. Okay.
So this 7 is close though. It's close with 7. I mean,
I was just laughing. It's like
yeah,
wow, another. Okay, here comes number 4. 4. I was like
right,
5, 6, 7.
yes,
It's like
right.
the movie, man.
Well,
You know,
because by comparison, 97 minutes I believe only had 4 or 5. It didn't quite have as many as this.
if I'm not mistaken, it had Bond it.
Yes. Well, and it also had another one that had an ocean theme that I thought was the beginning of the movie. So I got the Family Guy joke. Have you ever seen that Family Guy sketch
Oh, I
where,
love that joke. I
yeah,
love that joke. It's like,
yeah, I got
and
Family
then,
Guy on a couple of them because I thought the movie was starting and then realized
oh,
like, no, it's another one.
you fell into the Family Guy gag. That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah,
Let's see. So this is produced by Randall Scandal. So that's amazing. You stop
yeah.
there, and then I love the radio announcer. It's like I call it low red plot radio announcer. It's like, yep, there's still killing loose. Coming after people. Yep. And then Terrence Howard was my favorite part, which is he had that weird gasp in church, that scream.
Yes, yes.
What the? I mean, I almost fell off my bed laughing at that. Like, oh,
Do you think I wonder if he played a character that had Tourette's or something in the past, and he was
mm,
pulling from that? Because it's almost like what it was like, you see someone, poor person with Tourette's, and they're sort of like they kind of have like one of those twitches, like a really kind of hard one, and it was almost like that the way he did it.
I want
And
to
it was supposed
know.
to be right that he sees the kid,
Yeah,
but yeah,
and that wasn't done well. That
right,
wasn't done very well, as I say a lot. It's like
yeah,
it's like so that was just funny. It's like, okay, here we go, and we have this fake kind of Billie Eilish song, which is called "Dumb Song Continues," or no, "Dumb." It's called. It said "Dumb
dumps, yeah,
Song Continues," but I call it "Evil Techno." It's like that was funny, and then Terrence Howard. I mean, I'd love to know his process of acting because, like,
yes,
so he can either do like the Hustle and Flow character,
hmm
Mang, which if you got to watch Hustle and Flow because he has like this whole speech about why he calls people Mang.
yeah,
I forget about that. And then because he used to be on the Skids a long time ago. He used to make his what's the word, pay his dues.
hmm yeah.
Turns out. Then he got Iron Man and what's the other one I'm thinking of? Maybe it was Iron Man.
Well, then the
But
TV
he
show Empire, that was
Empire was
big for
good,
him
which I
too.
just rewatched the first season.
Yeah.
To quote that, we got the classic songs, Drip Drop. Did you watch Empire season 1? It's the
No,
best
I
season.
never watched it. I never watched the
Oh, it's
show.
fun.
Yeah, I remember. So what I remember was that like my wife and I used to watch this morning show here in Philadelphia, Fox, Good Day Philadelphia, and that they used to talk about that one. They used to talk about what happened on the episode. Essentially, they were how do I say they were
Like
like
they're recapping it or
recapping
reporting
exactly and
it.
selling the show, like trying to get more people to watch it.
It's the first season was high quality. The second season kind of. So I mean, maybe I should give it another chance, but it was getting ridiculous because you had Chris Rock. He was a cannibal. He's a prisoner who's a cannibal. Chris Rock.
Yeah.
That really good to stop there. I'm a cannibal. Just like so that's why. And then Oprah is in it, and it's a huge mess.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
The second season, the first season's is pretty high quality. It's kind of lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
And then he's in that movie Terrence Howard back in the '90s called Double Tap.
Yeah.
You see that Heather Locklear and someone else is in it. Or Stephen Ray. You ever see
I
that?
haven't seen that one. No, but it looks interesting. Yeah. I mean,
the director of Hard Justice. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Not as good as Hard Justice. Nothing can ever beat Hard Justice.
Yes. One of the best openings to a movie.
I've never seen it.
I mean, that's David Bradley's, right? That's his
movie.
Yeah. I know a lot of people like to do a lot of people like to go for the cyber cop movies, but I think the fanny pack in the first one, and then the fact that they make fun of the fanny pack in the second one, it's great. I mean, the second one does have a really great opening, but Hard Justice, that's David Bradley's. That's his, not to quote Lorenzo Lamas, right? That's his Rocky, but that's like his, that's, if you were thinking about David Bradley as a top DTV one, that's the thing you put at the top of the list.
I think one of my personal favorites. And look at Lamas, his number one is Bad Blood, probably.
Yeah, that's a great one too.
I mean, the car jump alone, it makes the number one.
Yes.
I mean, and as I always say, how do you make all these great movies in the middle of making Renegade? But
yeah,
back to the movie here. So we have fake Eilish song called Dumb, or her name is Aria, and the song is called Dumb, and it's a Dumb Song Continues. It made me crack up in the subtitles. And then we have I forget who says this, but I think it is Terrence Howard. It's the murderer is on a roll. No. And you got a decapitated head in the car with hands on the wheel, the decapitated head.
Right, they tape the hands to the wheel. Yeah.
What else I got here? Oh, yeah, so Alec Baldwin, Alec on the skid. So, he's the classic captain. He has a button-up blue shirt and a very small office. Did you notice that?
Yes. Yeah. It's, the Baldwin piece of this is, it's different from the previous movie because I think Esai Morales is probably, I'd say he's at the level of a Jonathan Rhys Meyers, maybe a little bit below. But definitely Terrence Howard is, he's the kind of person that Alec Baldwin would have been acting opposite in the early 2000s in a big screen film. And so,
absolutely.
I always look for those moments in these movies where, when we kind of get the junky version of these actors that in the past would have been doing bigger roles, when they're acting opposite each other, and we don't even know again how many times they're in the same scene together. But it is one of those things where you're like, oh, this is how I get Alec Baldwin and Terrence Howard in a scene together. I get it in this. And I mean, to be fair, to be fair, like there's a scene at the end where essentially Terrence Howard is confessing to the shooting of the kid when Alec Baldwin's about to reinstate him and get him, and he's like, no, I got to come clean with you. And Alec Baldwin's like, yeah, I wish you hadn't told me that because I could have just handed you your gun and your badge. You could have gone about your merry way. We wouldn't have worried about it anymore. It was a pretty good. It was kind of what you'd want from those two. Maybe not as good as Cusack and Cage and Frozen Ground. I think that might be the best of those kinds of scenes for me. But it was a little bit. I would have wanted more of that kind of thing. I think it's just the reality is that if you get one scene like that with the bigger names in this kind of junky movie, you got to just sort of take it and run,
And then I got to say, this is also Esai Morales. Oh, it's my notes. Okay, here we go. Hold on a second. Sometimes it's weird when you do Skype live. Okay, here we go. So you got Esai Morales. He kind of almost steals the movie because he has this southern accent. He has he has this speech about going to school. Like, it would fill 6 books. We don't want your Jesus juice. It's like he's trying to steal the movie, which I think he kind of did.
Yes.
And what else there? I thought it was very similar to Mind Cage. I thought it was very similar to the River Murders. That movie with Ray Liotta and Christian Slater.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's like, rat. He didn't say that to Christian Slater, but it was you freaking rat. I'm not a rat. These are not dialogues from River Murders. I'm making it up, but it's like, you've seen the River Murders, right? It's just Christian Slater kind of just badgering Ray Liotta because he thinks he's a murderer. It's all very fun.
Yeah, it's a long. I got to review it for the site. I got to, I think it's direct to video, wasn't it?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's direct to video, right?
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah, so I watched it, but I've never reviewed it. I don't think I've reviewed it, to be honest. Like, you never know with
Well,
these movies, right? Like it's like, oh, but I don't
what
think so.
when made me think of those movies, it made me think, well, they're still making these kind of serial killer movies
Yeah.
now in 2024, 2025. And then it made me like, oh wait, I think it was this Terrence Howard is like 666. Goody, goody, goody.
Right? Yes.
Okay, I laughed at that. It's like,
Yeah.
what the heck is this dialogue? And of course, the main person who steals the movie, obviously, it is Officer Stan Bentley. He's addicted to energy drinks. Did you notice that character?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is so Randall Scandal. I mean, like, it's like, why? Who cares about Stan Bentley's addiction to energy drinks?
Right. Yeah.
It was
Oh,
hilarious.
it's just out of nowhere, right? So
Yeah,
to give people an idea of what
yeah,
happens here,
yeah.
so
Please go ahead.
so Esai Morales he's starting. So just to give everybody just full disclosure,
Yeah,
Esai Morales, like Ty was saying, he's trying to steal the movie because as an actor, but he's essentially the main baddie. He's trying to set up Terrence Howard, and
yeah.
he goes to Alec Baldwin, and he essentially just says, "Hey, Terrence Howard, he's having some trouble right now. He's having these blackouts. He seems to be
Yeah,
acting weird. You need to do something, Captain." So Alec Baldwin calls him into the office, and Howard's like, "Nah, I'm okay. Everything's okay. I just need to get more
I'm
sleep."
okay. I'm
Yeah.
okay.
And then Baldwin starts telling this story about, oh, you think you're okay? Well, how about this guy? And he starts telling the story, right, about the guy who drinks. He's like, oh, he was addicted to energy drinks and everything. And then one day he fell asleep behind the wheel of his car and it ran into a bunch of kids and killed them. And it was like, what was this, an 80s PSA? Is this like an urban legend that parents told their kids in the 80s, right? It's like,
Yeah,
don't put a tack on somebody's chair because they're going to sit on and be paralyzed or something. It was like what is this absurdity, or like, yeah, like don't no drunk driving, right? Because the kids that go drunk driving, and all of a sudden like everybody dies, or something like that. It was like the
yeah. It's
most
all.
ridiculous story.
I mean, I was like, this is. I'm not listening to this right now. All right. It's like, I guess I am. I mean, this is the stupid. And also a guy named John Stapleton.
Yeah.
Like, I like John Stapleton. I know who I put in quotes. He's all these weird names. Yeah, you're Stan Bentley and you're John Stapleton.
Yeah. Well,
And like, this is clearly written and produced by Randall Scandal because it has these weird kind of touches to them.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing about this movie, I agree with you on the kind of the fun quality. I mean, it is a fun serial
It's fun.
killer slog. The only thing
Yeah,
the only thing about for me that made it a little bit like lower on my fun level was how long it is.
so
It,
long.
the breadcrumbs come out pretty quickly about where this movie's going.
Yes, it was so
And
obvious.
when they come out, and they come out soon, like, I mean, one of the first breadcrumbs is that essentially, so Terrence Howard is having this affair with Nikki Whalen, and the the there's a rumor going on. So the deal with Michael Cera from the previous movie,
Yeah.
plays a pastor in this, even though he looks like an actual Catholic priest, but he's a
Was that
pastor.
Pastor Lawson
Yeah, Pastor Lawson. And
and his
somebody
Bible
in his
thumpers?
church was saying that the killer the killer was taking people out to this property out somewhere in Crescent City or Little Rock or whatever. And it turns out that's the place where Terrence Howard and Nikki Whalen were having their affair. I guess he just bought a house to have an affair in, which is
That's
really great
ridiculous.
stuff from your hero, right? That's what you kind of want out of
Yeah.
your hero. Is that he's cheating on his wife and even buys a property. It's like, speaking of Ray Liotta, right? It's like Ray Liotta and Goodfellas, right? It's like,
Yeah,
um,
he's doing, I forget her name, but Karen's not happy,
right, exactly. Right, yeah, yeah. Lorraine Bracco, right? Is that, yeah,
Yeah, the
or
Brock, who
yeah,
I will be mentioning in a little bit.
yeah. But yeah, so he, yeah, so there's like this rumor that that's where where it's at. So like once Terrence House is like, I don't know how they would have gotten this place because who else would know about this place? Well,
Yeah,
obviously his partner would know
his
about
partner,
the place,
he's
and so
Emerald.
it's like, who else is setting him up then? Who else would? And there was maybe a possibility that, like, oh, if he could be setting him up on the side while there's a killer still doing killing stuff. Like, they kind of left that possibility open, but
The
um
idea was there, but of course, they didn't do that.
no, I mean, it was
They
so
did the
complicated
cliche.
that they got away from the serial killing, right? Like, Eastside
Because,
Morales stopped killing people. He just, was. I mean,
yeah,
he killed that like one woman who's like a witness. But other than that, he wasn't really killing anybody anymore. And so the movie kind of loses its way a bit because it has all of these threads that it's trying to weave all over the place.
it's making. This is a spoiler, but you'll put this in your beginning, which
Yeah.
is if Isai Morales being the killer is that that doesn't really make much sense. It's like
Yeah.
you just had to find some sort of ending for this, didn't you? It's like oh yeah, Isai Morales is a killer. Of course he is.
Right,
in a way,
right.
which I kind of like though. That's
Yeah,
the thing. I kind of liked how cliched, how predictable this movie was, and
yeah,
that's why I kind of am giving this one a pass. I'm gonna give it. Probably, I think I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd,
yeah.
but because there's something about how cliched it is. How can you not enjoy it? It's just like,
Right. I would have, yeah, I think I would have gone with you with the 3 stars if it had been shorter. I think like a
oh
buck 20, if it had been like 20 minutes shorter, I think I would have been better with it. But it delivers on a lot of things. I think the other thing too that's just part of the reason why it's like bad fun as opposed to good fun
yeah,
is that this whole thing with Terrence Howard's character, he's not very likable. He's cheating
no,
on his wife. He's covering up this murder, all of this stuff. I mean, at the very end of the movie, he's lying in his hospital bed because there's this big, obviously the
yeah.
big fight, which one thing I do want to mention, actually, I'll mention it after this. Let me finish this thought
Please
first.
go
So,
ahead. Yeah,
but he's lying in his hospital bed, and his daughter and his wife comes in, and he just goes on this big speech about how, oh, I want to be better and stuff like that. But he uses this line. His character says, we need to fix this to his wife. And it's like, what do you mean we need to fix this? She wasn't shacking up in some like bought house with another woman, like going behind your back the whole time. You need to, not we. And she kind of starts to say, like, listen, you can see your daughter when you want, but as far as we're done, as far as us, we're done. And he's like, but baby, I need you, baby. And it's like,
yeah,
cut it out. And then like, Alec Baldwin walks in to give him his badge back and kind of
yeah. That
cuts
was
off that
funny.
conversation.
There
Yeah.
was such a quick thing. Here's your badge. I'm on the phone now. It's
Yeah.
like it's like that's lazy. It's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
uh,
It's just, yeah.
uh,
Uh,
but yeah, I'm gonna give it. I kind of liked it because I actually went every predictable avenue you could.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, one other piece I want to mention about this movie that I think is kind of an interesting part of it. The stunt coordinator was Lauren Shaw, who I don't know how many movies have female stunt coordinators. I can't think of too many. But she actually was the stunt coordinator for This Is It Ends With Us, the
Oh,
Blake
oh,
Lively movie, which is like the subject of a lot of controversy right now.
that's interesting.
Or maybe she
What?
just did stunts. Oh no, it doesn't show
Oh,
her as
right.
stunt. Let me see. Let me see if it shows her for stunt coordinator for that one. I
That's
thought she was
hilarious.
stunt coordinator, but oh yeah, she was stunt coordinator for It Ends With Us. So I mean, she has like about 4 stunt coordinator, but she also did stunts in movies like she was in Axel F. She was Margot Robbie's stunt double in Barbie. But it is interesting. Again, I don't know how many female stunt coordinators we see out there. So to have a female stunt coordinator here, one of the things that she does well in this movie, I would say, is that end fight between uh, Terrence Howard and Isai Morales was actually pretty good. And
I actually
uh,
really enjoyed that.
yeah,
I was going to mention that also once I get my notes back,
yeah,
and it's just like, and so my notes are not at the near me at the moment, but
yeah,
that was good. Actually,
yeah,
that it was enjoyable. It
yeah.
had what you wanted there.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it'd be kind of interesting to see more of. There was one movie that she did. She did a movie actually with uh, she was like she was I think she was starring in it, but it also has Sydney Sweeney. Came out in 2018. What was it called? I can't remember the name of it now. I had it on my list of things. So I was gonna probably watch it. It's a point review it on here. Of course, I completely lose it. It's insane how this happens. Where
I know.
you're like, oh, I'm gonna talk about this person, and then I guess I do that. I don't know about you. So you do notes better than I do.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know.
Yeah. No,
I
I'm
got to tell you
like,
something crazy.
instead of notes, I'm like, well, I'm going to be on IMDb anyway, so I'm just gonna pull it up when I need to. And it's like that doesn't, no,
Right.
because you go to
Well,
start
now
pulling things
I'm
up.
watching it.
Relentless is the name of the movie. That's what it's called. But
Oh, I think I
yeah,
watched that.
you've seen Relentless? Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it because I was watching. I don't know. I just like it was on Tubi, and I needed some time to
Yeah.
kill. It's like Sydney
Yeah.
Sweeney might be some light revenge. I'll take it. She might
Right,
not.
exactly. Yeah, I'm kind of curious because it is on Tubi, so probably maybe review it maybe in March or something like that. But yeah, it just was interesting. I thought it was interesting that for one of the kind of the cool things about this movie because again, I don't know how often we have female stunt coordinators, but the fact that she's in the biz doing that, more power to. And again, she did a great job for what this movie had of stunts. It didn't have many because it was more of a slow burn kind of deal, but what it had, everything looked really good. So hopefully,
It
we'll start
looks
to see
good,
more of.
and I think the movie was overall. I would recommend the movie. You
Yeah,
just have to be prepared for the just nonstop cliche fest that it is,
Yes.
and enjoy the silliness of Terrence Howard and his gasping and his weirdness.
Right.
I mean, like, I don't know. I like that he's doing these because he
Mhm.
knows he doesn't want to. I think there's an interview of him and Joe Rogan. I think we talked about this before. We
Oh,
talked about
Terrence Howard. Yes.
yeah, Terrence Howard and Joe Rogan. And it's like, yeah, man, the math is different, man. It's like 5 plus 6 is not 11, man. It's like 22. It's like, what? It's like, what the heck? I mean, I think he might have broke Joe Rogan's brain.
Yeah.
Like, he did a lot of. I kind of quarter. I can speak.
Yeah.
Mildly half listened to the Mel Gibson interview with him and Joe Rogan because he's talking about flight risk.
Oh, right.
Which I guess why is this? Is it supposed to be a surprise that Marky Mark looks like Clint Howard in it? Is that like? It's like. Have you seen the ads for this movie?
I've seen the ads. That's a good question. I don't
can't tell if
know.
it's supposed to be a twist or not that he has no hair, or this looks like Clint Howard.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he could be playing Clint Howard. Right.
He looks
Clint
just
Howard's
like
I'm
Clint
not
Howard.
working with Mel Gibson. Who am I going to
Yeah,
get instead of Clint
Mark
Howard?
to have a fake bald cap. It's like
Yeah.
there's no way Marky Mark shaving his head like that for
Yeah.
a movie.
Oh no. Yeah. No.
I mean, it doesn't look very good. I mean, I'm hoping I'll watch on streaming.
Yeah.
But it's put out by Lionsgate. It just looks like a movie. Like they're stuck on. It's like a plane movie. It's kind of like 97 minutes.
Right. Yeah, and again, there's a siren song approach to that. So, I think the plane slog and some of the other ones we've talked
Serial
about,
killer
whether
slog.
serial killer, like for example, this movie here with the serial killer slog, they tried to handle the slog aspect of it by just like throwing in all kinds of stuff. They added a whole bunch of crap to the movie, and it ended up
funny,
like. It made it funny, yeah. It weighed it down more, but it made it, kind of made it more. I mean, I think also it kind of made it to the point where, like, okay, well, we don't want Isai Morales to win because he's the killer, he's killing people. But like, how much do we want good things for Terrence Howard's character, or Nikki Whaley's character, who, again, she just kind of dies at one point. Spoiler alert again, but she's just because Isai Morales is like going around to the other thing that's kind of funny is that Isai Morales is just like going around to everybody and paying them to like give false testimony whenever he needs it, which is just kind of, so it's like, everybody's just lying all the time. But what I love too is how much people are just taking these lies on face value. Like Terrence Howard's supposed to be this detective who's solving some crime, and he's just like believing this witness at a restaurant who's fingering Nikki Whalen for it, when it's like, well, why would you? And I was kind of waiting for him to be like, I'm setting up Isai Morales so he gives himself away here, and no, he believed it. Yeah, he's just falling for it all the time.
Alec Baldwin was the killer. I usually see
that would have been awesome.
Things. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I mean, that would be amazing. I'd like to see the exposition that we get a lot towards the end of the movie, Ethan Morales exposition.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm not sure if we watched Scream 7 yet, as I keep pushing.
No, I haven't seen any of the Screams other than I think up to 2. I think.
Oh, you haven't seen Scream 3. Scream 3 is a mess of a movie, but we talked about that before. Scream 4 is good. Scream 5 is all right. I'm calling it Scream 5.
Yeah.
And then, Scream 5, right? And then that new one, I guess it's Scream 6. It's good. I enjoyed it. It's an amazing exposition by Dermot Mulroney. That's all. Yeah. He didn't win. We want to talk about the Letterboxd. Dermot Mulroney did not win the Letterboxd actor.
Oh, yeah. So who was your number one actor on Letterboxd?
Danny Trejo.
That's right. You had Trejo. Yeah. And I had Chris Evans because of doing all those Marvel MCU movies.
Yeah. I double checked it, and I think it was 12 movies I watched a Trejo, and it's like I only remember watching Heat and maybe like 2 other ones. Like, oh, he's in this, because he's not in it a lot. He's in it for like a second.
Yeah,
and that's how he won. That's how he beat Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was excited. It's like, oh, here it comes. Hey, here it is. And who's my director? Forget.
Yeah,
it was, but. Oh, it's Jesse V. Johnson. Which, did I tell you that? I think I told you this on Instagram that I told him this. And he's like, wow, what an honor.
Yes.
Jesse V. Johnson's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great guy. He's really nice. And Alan Delaby, cool guy.
Yes, Alain Delaby, which we're waiting. So to give people an update on that, we did Shepherd Code, if you remember, with Don the Dragon Wilson. Alain Delaby, he listened to the episode. He saw the review that I wrote about it as well.
Yeah.
Let us know that there's a sequel coming, and he's kind of keeping us posted on that. So, I mean, who
Yeah.
knows? This might be a first for us with our 2-episode thing. Depending on how he goes about it, if he's either just going to let us know when it's out, or if he gives us a screener, you never know. But yeah, he
Screener. I mean, because he listened to it. He said, "Yep, I know." He knew about Don Dragon need to be in it more.
yes,
So because he like we said in the review in the podcast, I'm saying he understands what you're doing.
yeah.
He actually gets it, but he just has to deliver just a bit more Don the Dragon Wilson, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
And some of the things that were kind of off in the movie, I think he kind of understood some of the mistakes.
He got that
yeah,
too. Wait,
yeah.
who's that fake guy in the beginning of Shepherd Cove? Was it a fake Michael Gambon or a fake? There's like a fake John Hanna guy or old guy.
Oh yes,
That was
yes.
funny.
Yeah.
It's like,
He gets killed, right?
He gets killed. There's like
yeah.
who's this fake guy? I just saw Michael Gambon. Is he still with us? I don't think he is. But I watched the remake of The Omen of Liev Schreiber and Julia Stiles. It was really weird because I tried to watch it on DVD years ago. It came out years ago.
Yeah.
Or 20 years ago, which I hate saying. The DVD didn't work from Netflix or the library.
Oh wow.
So I finally found it on Blu-ray with the other, the original, and the second one, the third one, and the remakes. Like, I'll just buy that, and it worked perfectly fine. And I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's pretty good. It doesn't really. It's The Omen. So if you've seen The Omen, you know The Omen. But
I haven't seen the new one yet. No, that's interesting. I'll
there's the first Omen, which came out. This is The Omen from 2006, which is the one I recently. The first Omen, not that movie. It's on Hulu.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, I remember the first one. Yeah.
And also, I watched Maxine. Did you watch that?
No, with the 3 X's in the middle? No, I haven't seen that one yet. No.
Did you watch the other two, or you don't care?
No, I haven't seen them. I haven't seen. Yeah, I'm not. I'll have to check them out at some point.
But I think it's to wrap up Crescent City. I would recommend it. I mean, if you're on Tubi, it's probably a top Tubi pick. I think. If you go Tubi up, you know,
it's a little bit higher quality for what you usually see on Tubi. It's not like a theatrical or like a but art house movie or something.
But people would watch that. That's the thing. Oh, okay, Terrence Howard and Alec Baldwin and Esai Morales. Oh, I watch that on Tubi. You know.
Yeah, and I would say for that sense, like if you are on Tubi and you see Esai Morales, Alec Baldwin, Terrence Howard, and you're thinking like, okay, maybe I'll watch it for that reason. It at least fulfills that part of it.
It does.
It's what you would expect a Tubi, direct to video Tubi streamer with those 3 in it to be. Again, for me, I think it was a little on the long side, but otherwise, I agree with you that like it does what you needed to do for sure.
I kind of got hooked into the goofiness. Okay, once I saw the gasp from Terrence, okay, I'm buckled up.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Oh,
right.
that song called "Dumb." It's like that's hilarious. And then you got the decapitated head of the hands, and you got Alan. What was his name? The guy with the energy drinks, Stan, whatever.
Yeah, whatever that story was that he was telling about that. Yeah,
that's funny, and that's enough for a watch.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm fresh out of notes after that.
Yeah, the only other thing, the only other quick thing too with Esai Morales, I remember him from Miami Vice's God's Work, which I believe was one of the first TV shows to deal with AIDS. I need
to watch Miami Vice. Go ahead, sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, apparently that episode was going to be more critical of the church and how they were handling the AIDS crisis, especially amongst the gay community. And I guess the Catholic Church came down on NBC for it, and NBC edited the episode, which I didn't realize that. I found that after the fact. But that's what I'll always remember Esai Morales from. That's kind of the big thing. And of course, that was in 1987 when he was like in his mid-20s when he did that episode.
Wow.
So I kind of feel bad that he's done so many other things since, but that's what I remember him from. Yes.
He's in a movie with Michael Ironside called Southern Cross. It might have been. Did you see this one? It's a little. I remember. I think either Michael Ironside or someone else. Like maybe it's Michael Ironside. He like falls through a bridge or something.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I gotta rewatch it. But if Michael Ironside comes back to these horror fests, I might bring that because I have so many Michael Ironsides. It's ridiculous. I have a movie called Johnny 2.0. It's Jeff Fahey and Tawny Welch.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah,
that's not Haley Welch's mom.
Right.
As we mentioned, if you're doing bingo, I mentioned Haley Welch again, but I don't have any. I think there was an update. I think a quick update about Haley Welch is that I think she feels bad about this crypto scam. It's like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right,
she's probably doing all right.
I'm going to give her a break.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But I listened back to the last pod we did, and we talked about crypto scam. It's
Yes.
like meme coin. Still don't understand
Yeah.
what a meme coin is. Don't really feel like looking that up because it's probably to sell forward. And I see TikTok's getting banned.
Yes. So for people
Are you on
listening,
TikTok? It's like
no, we have a DTVC account on TikTok, but I never use it. I kind of was figuring out how I was going to use it, and it just never got around to it. But yeah, for people listening, as we're recording this, the ban has gone into effect. But then, the CEO of TikTok is scheduled to be a part of the inauguration, which is going to be taking place tomorrow as we're recording this. So my
right.
hunch is they're
And
going to
look
work out some
that,
kind of deal to make TikTok,
and I think
viable.
I know what would happen.
Yeah.
You gotta call it Trump talk.
Right.
You
Trump
can't
talk.
call it
Yeah.
TikTok anymore.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
well, the first thing I thought when I heard TikTok was being banned, like, no, Anthony Hopkins can't dance anymore.
Right.
It's like
Right.
he was
Right.
doing his dances on there.
Yes.
It's like
Yes, exactly.
it's like he's doing like meme dances on TikTok. I know that Anthony Hopkins, a renowned actor or not, but it's like or not. I guess
Yes.
it's like no one's ever said that. But
Yeah.
I mean, what's that boring movie he's in? Oh, Remains of the Day.
Oh
There's no
yes. Yeah.
action. I looked into it.
Yeah. No, definitely no action. That's a novel. Kazuro Ishiguro wrote. Right. It remains. Yes. That. He recently won the Nobel Prize for Literature, Kazuro Ishiguro. So, yeah, that I don't think he's ever written any action. The closest thing
Remains
to
of the Day is no
action.
action.
Yeah,
But
it's got Christopher Reeves in it though. He plays Christopher Reeves plays the.
yes, wouldn't it be amazing if Anthony Hopkins was Lex Luthor in Remains of the Day, and you got Superman in Remains of the Day?
Yes.
Because there has to be some sort of punch up or shootout. That'd be amazing. If,
Well,
what's
I was
his
gonna say,
name?
be curious with Kazuro Ishiguro. He did write a fantasy novel, so he kind of got outside of his. So I'd be curious if maybe he gets into action at this point. Like if he just decides to try to, I don't know how to get a hold of him. Again, Nobel Prize winning author. I don't know how you do that, but reach out and be like, hey, have you ever thought about doing an action version of Remains of the Day? So,
I mean, we used to watch these movies. What's the guy? It's a production company, right? I'm gonna try to remember. I can't remember. I'm looking up now.
Yeah.
Well, Howard's End.
Yeah.
Which I like. Why am I not remembering? Oh, Ivory, right? James
Yeah.
Ivory.
Yes.
He doesn't do action movies. I know that's so. It's so hilariously ignorant, but I know I'm just kidding. But it's like everything needs like an explosion or fist fight. It's like I looked up what's the popular show? Downton Abbey.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any action in that.
Yeah.
There's none.
No.
Maggie Smith does not use a machine gun.
Yeah.
They do in Sound of Music though. Sound of Music has more action than Downton Abbey.
Yeah. Yeah, Sound of Music does have some action in it. So
yeah, there's like a machine gun.
They must have a stunt coordinator, right?
There's a stunt coordinator in Sound of Music. It's like it's a hard G. Kind of like if you listen to our last pod, I talked about I watched these Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen movies. And Winning London was a hard G.
Yeah.
Which they're talking about like people getting decapitated and like prisoners. Like this is a G-rated movie. It's like it's a good movie. I like Winning London. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. 2 recordings. But if you watch it, you'll understand like this is actually watchable. Holiday in the Sun is a terrible movie. If you've ever seen that or ever maybe flip by when you're watching
No,
TV,
I haven't seen that one.
Cousins or something. It's awful. But it's hilariously awful because Mary Kate and Ashley are dubbed. Megan Fox is in it in her first role, dubbed.
Yeah.
The plot is terrible. It's like, but they do say we got company because an African cop chases them towards the end about some stolen artifacts.
So they say we got company.
So if you listen back to the Carradine pod we just did, I did mention that. So I am repeating some of my material, but it's just like, well, it's a new year. Is it time to talk about Wrong Side of Town again?
Right, exactly.
But I did see a clip of Dave Bautista and Scott Adkins fighting in that movie, Killer's Game.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I mean, it looks really dumb. I mean, like, my goodness. But it's just like, I'll watch it. But this looks like a stupider Smoking Aces.
Yes.
It's just like, Hey, Jeremy Piven, star of The System, other classic.
That's right. He was Smoking Aces. That's right.
Or smoking. That's not Aces. I think this is sad. I actually know his name in the movie right now. It's Buddy Aces Israel. I shouldn't know that on top of my head.
Yeah.
Did you like Smoking Aces or?
That was another one I haven't seen
Never
before.
seen Smoking Aces.
No, no, never.
I can't give anything away. All right, you got to watch that. You got Piven, you got Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
You got Ryan Reynolds at his best. And
Yeah.
a really good ending.
Yeah. No, I definitely have to check it out. Yeah.
But we should probably go to our fight, right? We have
So our spotlight in a fight is actually going to be the end fight in Hologram Man between Evan Lurie and Joe Lara. Now, if you're curious about this movie, so episode 62 of the podcast, you and Brett were on to talk about top 5 p.m. And I believe Hologram Man, was that in both of our top fives?
It must have been. I have to re-listen to that.
I think I've got it number 4. If you go, I have a letterbox list of my top 10 p.m. and I've got it number 4 on there. Which some people
Last Man Standing or Sweeper. It had to be a Sweeper, one of those.
The Sweeper I think was your number 1 and it was my number 2. I think we had Recoil and Sweeper switched possibly, or you might have had Rage higher up too.
And
PM. Yeah, but then Zero Tolerance. I mean, but this is up there as one of both of our top PM films. Yeah. It's so the end fight scene is fascinating because throughout the movie you get like again, this is Richard Pepin is the one who directs it for PM, but then Cole S. McKay is the stunt coordinator for this one. So it's kind of like if you couldn't get Spiro, Cole S. McKay was kind of doing some of the same kind of crazy stuff as Spiro Rosatos, but he never quite made the jump after the way that Rosatos did. And if you're curious who Cole S. McKay is, if you watch this movie, he's the stunt guy with a flamethrower who Evan Lurie says to light him up, which we're going to get to in a second here. But I get to set the stage for people what happens here. So in the future, the jerk fraternity leader from Animal House, what's the guy's name? Not Lawton. Doughton, James Doughton is the actor. He runs this program through this corporation, also with Michael Nouri, where essentially if you commit a crime, you get turned into a hologram, programmed with stuff to make you not so bad, and then you get put back into your body if you do the right thing. Well, unfortunately, Larry of Larry, Daryl, and Daryl fame from Newhart, he circumvents this thing and turns Evan Lurie into an actual living hologram where he's got like special hologram powers, and then they put like a plastic on him so that he could be more human. And he kills Joe Lara, and Joe Lara has to kind of come back as another hologram himself. So they're going to have this big fight scene between the two of them, and the idea is that Evan Lurie is a stronger version of the hologram because the Larry from Larry, Daryl, and Daryl fame was able to download the information more, whereas Joe Lara was a rush job. Yeah. So they have their confrontation, they have their fight, and they're both they both have the skin on them so that they can fight. And they're like throwing each other around, smashing each other and stuff. I mean, and it's kind of great stuff because Lara is still pretty strong. He's still able to like throw Lurie like really far and stuff like that. Who was playing Slash Gallagher.
Hologram form.
Yeah. And then Cole S. McKay shows up, and Evan Lurie's like, light him up because he's got a flamethrower. And so he sets Lara on fire, and that means all the fake skin melts off him. So now he's fully in hologram form. So if you're not sure what hologram form looks like, if you go to the IMDb page, they have a picture of him. It's essentially like a Running Man, an outfit from the Running Man with glitter around them, right? That's probably the best way to describe
something like
it.
that. It's hard to, you have to watch and understand this weird kind of like skin suit.
Yes. Yeah. So Lurie, Joe Lara is in that, and then I'm trying to remember because he gets the rest of the stuff off of Evan Lurie, right? So I'm getting Lurie and Lara mixed up because the names are going to probably confuse you if you're not familiar with these. You should be familiar with these guys. You should know Lurie and Lara.
Lurie and Lara is kind of like Wesley and Woody, right?
Exactly. And I mean, I would say for both of these guys, right? This is probably we were talking about Hard Justice being the number one for Bradley. I would say for these two, this is probably their best. I think. I was trying to go.
I think so. I'm trying to. And does Warhead? Wait, is that Joe Lara and Evan Lurie?
That's Lara and what's his face? Zagarino. Yeah, that's another good one too. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, you watch that one, but you can't be Hologram Man because it's like it just pure. You watch it, all these explosions, cars flips.
Yeah.
Slash Gallagher is the bad guy. How can you not enjoy that once you get into the spirit? Michael Nori.
Right. Yeah. And you got Art Camacho doing fight choreography. So he choreographs them both as these again, they're in these hologram suit kind of things.
Yeah.
And they're kind of glowing, but they're doing martial arts moves against each other with like sparks every time they hit. And yeah, I mean they're both high-end martial artists. Lurie and Lara, they're both really good at what they do. And Camacho, he definitely choreographs a great scene, but it's the kind of thing that like PM movies don't always have these kinds of fights because they don't always have two people that can do martial arts to end a movie.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's usually like Don the Dragon Wilson, like he doesn't really have anybody he fights in like the Ring of Fires, I don't think. I guess Ian Jacklin, right? In the second one, he fights Ian Jacklin. But a lot of times he's, in the PM movies, he's just defeating whoever it is, or like Gary Daniels, right? He doesn't have anybody that he fights really. He just fights a bunch of people at once.
Which is fine. But yeah, like an actual like villain that did martial arts. Patrick Kilpatrick, I don't think he had a lot of martial arts skills.
Right. Yeah, he just gets a few kicks in, right? He gets
or kicks maybe.
I was gonna say, is this though might not be the best because maybe we need to save this for another future spotlight on a fight. The best one might be Speakman and Shatner and Live Free or Die. I don't know.
We have not done Land of the Free.
Right, Land of the Free. That's what Land of the Free. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we need to do that one.
Yes.
That is brilliant. I'm surprised we have not done that one.
Right.
Like,
so as good as this one is. Yeah, as good as this one is, and it is. I mean, the fact that it's like it's goofy and cool at the same time. If that's like right, and the way the fight ends is because they've kind of set the stage for this idea that because Lara's not as strong as Lurie, he's got to outsmart him somehow. And the way he outsmarts him is he kicks him into the device that turns you into a hologram or puts you in the hologram thing. It's like essentially it's a bunch of fluorescent lights that whenever you're in an office building or something like that, there might be like a maintenance person who's on a step ladder who's like opening up that container, right, and putting in the new fluorescent light, and then they smash the other ones in the dumpster out back. Yeah, it's just a pile of a circle of those all standing vertically, and Lurie gets thrown into that, and then he doesn't really seem to do a good job of getting up and getting out of that situation, and Lara just and Lara is also really good at computers, and he just like types a bunch of stuff on the keyboard while he's a hologram, and it essentially just he fries him actually. No, he puts him into the hologram thing, and then they fry him, right? They set the thing on fire or something. Yeah, and that's the end of it.
I mean, it's an original idea. You don't see holograms fight each other, so that's good. It's like in the movie, it's just been goofy and fun the whole time, so it just delivers again.
Yes,
so you can't help but enjoy hologram. People should buy it. VHS, DVD. Is it on Blu-ray? I don't even think it is.
I don't think it's on Blu-ray. I think you're right. I think it is on DVD or VHS.
I have the DVD.
You have the DVD. And
the special effects artist.
I was going to say, yeah, I think I talked over that a little bit. So you were able to get that special effects artist to sign your DVD copy.
Yeah, her name is Cecilia Doran. Under the credit, just Cecilia in the credits. I rewatched the credits when we watched a couple weeks ago. I think it was on January 1st or 2nd. Great start to the new year. And it just says Cecilia. So she worked on a movie called Spookies, and she was there, and a couple other Spookies crew were at the archive in Bridgeport, Connecticut. But I think we talked about the archive, this place.
Yeah.
And it was like, wait a second, Cecilia Doran. Let me look up her filmography. I have something I can ask her to sign. Hologram Man. So I brought that to her. This is years ago now. It was years ago. It was like 2019, maybe even 2018. And she's like, what? How do you know I'm worked on this? Like, well, I looked up your But yeah, I said, what was it like to film it? And she said, yeah, it was weird. Joe Lara and Evan Lara are kind of crazy in it while making it. And it's like, she just gave me that much. And she signed it. She just laughed. I think she signed it for free because it's so ridiculous. It's like, I think she worked on To the Limit.
She did. She was visual effects on that and Cybertrucker too. So she did 3 PM flicks. Yeah.
It's like, it's a fast-paced, wacky environment to work on a PM movie.
Yeah.
So
that's
what it sounds like.
Right. And so
go ahead.
Well, the Hologram Man thing said that that Evan Lurie was suffering from roid rage and he was kind of losing at different times on the
I
set.
saw
But
that.
didn't she say that like he was kind of all over the place, or he
He's
was a
all over the
bit,
place. Yeah,
yeah.
maybe that. Wow. Well, I mean, he probably had, he took some roids, like roid rage. I mean, let's calm that down. I mean, like, well, let's like the ultimate roid rage movie, which is The Substitute 3. Where
Yes.
it's all about roid rage. What a great movie that is. It's.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you remember? This sounds kind of weird to say, but at the end of the, I don't know if you've seen Substitute 3 recently, which
It's been
people
a
should
long.
watch.
It's probably been since I started the site. So I believe I
Oh, okay.
reviewed it on
Wow.
the site. So it's probably been like
Do a
the
rewatch.
late 2000s. Yeah.
There's a part at the end where Treat Williams like running over this fat gangster guy
Yeah.
in like this parking garage, and there's like a CGI car in one of the shots. It's like, why? It was so. It was like such. It was just funny to see that out of nowhere. Some CGI car
Yeah.
that looked like garbage, and it's
Yeah.
like it was hilarious. You got to rewatch Substitute 3. I will.
No, I do. I definitely do.
Now it's been a few years now since Treat Williams passed away.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good podcast we did. It was a treat or something.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Kind of. Yeah. An honor. Yeah.
But
Yeah. It
I want
crazy because
go ahead.
he wasn't that old. He was born in the 50s. So
Freak
yeah.
accident. He was still working.
Yeah.
But if anyone mentions, I'm going to rewatch a PM movie soon. Actually, or rewatch it today. Maybe Con Express.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
I saw it ages ago, and then my memory was like got deleted from. So I don't know. But I'm going to rewatch it today. It's one of the last PM movies, right? It's that one and Chaos.
Sean Patrick Flannery. Oh, you
Yeah,
showed. That's right. You
and
posted this.
Arnold Vosloo.
Yeah.
I posted on the website. Oh, that's right. I don't. My memory's gone.
Did you post it on Instagram? Did you post the?
Oh no, I only have the DVD.
Okay, then it wasn't you. Okay.
But there's a movie that Arnold Vosloo made called not Hostage Train, but it's very similar. Death Train. Can I remember that? You ever see that one?
No, I've never seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a Lasco Death Train. You can find it on like a real DVD. It's fun. It's like a die-up kind of Under Siege 2 knockoff, but with Arnold Vosloo as the villain.
Right. Yeah. You have to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, but yeah, Con Express. You've seen that or no?
No, I haven't seen it yet. No, I'm looking it up right now. No, I think it looks like a lot of fun.
And it's kind of like a movie that we would watch. I mean, like from the late 90s, 2000s, like this one that came out.
Yeah. Gosh, good old PM.
Yeah. Anything else I'm going to mention? Fun fight. I can't help but enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would say quickly is just kind of what's happened to these two guys. So Evan Lurie, apparently he runs an art gallery in Indiana. So he hasn't made a movie since 1997's Inferno, which also if you remember that one where he the review of it that I did, the image of Lurie is him after getting bit by a snake, and he's holding the snake in his hand with this goofy look on his face.
He's wearing a sarong, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We haven't seen him since then. So that's Evan Lurie. Joe Lara is even crazier. So he there was this woman named Gwen Shamblin who ran this cult in Tennessee. Now it's very insidious. I shouldn't be laughing about it. It was a very bad, in terms of the way it treated people, whatever. But Joe Lara, he was like working maintenance or something in that area because he hasn't done anything since, it looks like 2019. He was a soap actor in a movie called Summer of '67, but he was still trying to work, I believe. But he also was trying to start a country music career. And he essentially, he found his way to this Gwen Shamblin woman, and they got married. I don't know if they still have the pictures of it, but on her YouTube page, they had the wedding stuff. My wife would follow kind of these fundamentalist Christians. She always got kind of a kick out of it. And so she was showing me the video, and I was like, oh my God, that's Joe Lara. What is he doing here in this thing? So they died in a plane crash along with some of their other followers. And the Lifetime movie about it that starred Jennifer Grey as Gwen Shamblin, they depict it as Joe Lara misrepresented how good of a pilot he was to her, and that's why the crash happened, was that he was not a good pilot and he flew the plane.
That's Joe Lara.
Right. That's how the movie depicts it. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but that's how the movie, it might have been that
Oh, yeah.
they kind of went a little harder on him. But yeah, fascinating stuff. I mean, I think he was married. I believe in trying to get custody of his child. He had made allegations about his wife that were untrue. So very interesting character after, when he kind of leaves this game. But this is his high point. This is I mean, he does this movie and then he goes into some other movies with Zagarino. He and Zagarino kind of got paired up quite a bit. Also,
What's that
Genesee.
movie?
Um,
Genesee. Well, this
he's
was
in
he in a movie
Livewire
called
too with Genesee. Oh yeah. There's
Still Lara?
Warhead. Yeah. Warhead Armstrong. Yeah, he's in a few of those.
Because he's in this movie called Strike Zone. Also, I think it has Billy Drago. It's just impossible to procure.
Right.
I'm not sure if Lara's in it. I'm just a Zagarino, but it's like
No, it's got Lara. No, Lara and
Lara's in it.
Zagarino are in it as well. Yeah.
I don't know if they were made or never came. I was
So
looking around.
yeah, because it's also got this guy Christian Ingvordsen in it, and it was directed by
Yes,
him. He did the Air Boss movies.
he sure did.
Yeah.
I never actually seen the first one, but I know of Air. There's like 4 Air Boss movies.
There is, yes, exactly. At one
I
point,
still
they
haven't
were
seen the
all
first.
on Tubi.
Wait,
I saw the
Air
first one.
Boss 4's on Tubi?
They were at one time. I don't know if 4 was, but I know. Well, the first one actually still is on Tubi. But yeah, I don't know if
I have Air Boss on tape.
uh,
Looking at Air Boss, like as you do.
right.
So, it's Air Boss 3, the payback.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll look again, but right now it didn't say.
No, so no, it's not listed as being on Tubi. You're right. Airbass 4. I thought at one time it was, but definitely not
But
now.
Air 1 is available. I mean, I
Yes.
don't have to. Zagarino movies are very hard to find sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. His and Lara definitely kind of falls in that category that some of these guys, they made movies overseas that ran into issues and you just know, Daniels had a couple, they get these movies that, you can never find them. And somehow people see them. They somehow end up on like TV in Greece or something like that.
I love it. With that. It's like that Matthias Hughes movie in Dynasty Forever. I can't remember what they call it. Hostile Environment.
Right. Yeah.
It's him and Bridget Nielsen.
Yeah.
And it's like he's the hero. He's like a diehard kind of hero in it. Matthias Hughes, dying to see it. Sometimes he posts clips. Matthias Hughes on his Instagram page.
Yeah.
I think I did ask him about Strike Force, and he didn't remember.
The fight. He didn't remember doing it.
The Eric Eleniak thing. I don't. He's like, well, I worked with Daniel Bernhardt. It's like, I know, but do you remember fighting Eric Eleniak? Because there's something, feeling like it's missing something. As I watched every single minute of that movie to see if I missed anything. I was like, my eyes were glued to the screen. Am I missing something? Oh, it's not there.
Right, exactly.
Great movie, Strike Force. One time I've seen that recently. It's I think I showed you that picture last year. It was Matthias Hughes, Devoff, and I think William Forsythe all in one scene. Oh, and what's his name? Atkins, Christopher Atkins.
Yes. Now, is that the one that was also called The Librarians?
Yes, it is. We call ourselves the Librarian.
That's right.
Yes. William Forsythe does the con circuit, so don't worry, he's getting Strike Force. He's not. I'm not giving direct hit. I think I said this last time. Like, he's getting Strike Force. Am I crazy to give him direct hit? No, Strike Force is the movie he has to sign. Mm-hmm. I might even buy another copy on tape, so it's even funnier.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Like, give Strike Force on tape. Movie came out 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like about that movie, it's like the last gasp of these kind of movies, though. You ever notice that? It's like, this is it,
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at the cast. I mean, Divoff, Bernhard, Ed Lauder, which of course Ed Lauder's no longer with us, so you really can't. Michael Parks also no longer with us.
Barely in it. He's so freaking not in it. It's kind of funny how not in it. He's like, "Yep, I'm on a video screen," right. And of course Burt Reynolds as Irish.
Yes.
I think they must have shot it in his mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to talk about the next movie. So we have the last Kumite, right?
Yeah. Speaking of Matthias Hughes,
so I'm excited to watch that. It's on Tubi. But we still need a pair. We can do, we're doing Cusack on Skids at a later time. We still have the Kevin Spacey.
Right.
We still have that stupid title, Peter 5'8". It's like the clip I saw. It's like, oh dear. But then I told you right the other thing with Kevin Spacey and Eric Roberts, right? Finally, he's finally going down. Well, he was down to he got canceled for a while. Kevin Spacey,
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's like he's kind of uncanceled, kind of not. But it's like I guess
Yeah.
he's uncanceled enough to be able to do. He was so canceled he couldn't even do the DTV ones that like guys like Mel Gibson could do.
I wish he did more. But now he's coming back. He's coming back. Wouldn't it be funny if he was in Hot Seat, Kevin Spacey, and he played like
Oh man,
he played the Kevin Dillon role that he's like old. He's like, oh well, how could it be Kevin Dillon? But just
Yes.
like, I miss that little guy. He hasn't worked on anything silly that we can watch.
Yeah.
I think. Well, how can you be Connor Connolly? I know. Add to your bingo card when you mention Connor Connolly. So, what a dumb name that is. But how can you not? When that I think this before, but when that was his name, like I was like, come on.
Yeah. No, they thought. They're writing a script. Randall Scandal movie. They write the script and go, yeah, no, that's what we want. That's what we're doing.
Yes. I love that. Like Connor Connolly. Oh, that's a good name. It's like,
yeah. It's like,
wait, so we have Las Kumite, maybe with Spacey. Hopefully.
What we were hoping that one of the other, one of the other ones that's in that vein, like I say, like a Taken from Rio Bravo, we might get that. Something along those lines that has that it kind of feels like Last Kumite, because that's really we want something to pair with it that would work. I know Rothrock has that Black Creek movie that just doesn't seem to ever want to come out.
Yeah, I know. Can you come out now, please? Anything about Hughes, or maybe I could just look around. We can watch an old Hughes or something like that.
Well, we could do an old one too. It's funny because I know we're in this mode of like doing. I mean, there's Lady Scorpions as well. I don't know if that one's still
Lady Scorpion.
Yeah, is that one still a rental though? I think it is. I think right.
Kung Fu Games and the Art of 8 Limbs.
Yeah.
If you and there's some other title I forget, but we'll put something together.
Yeah, we'll look around. We'll kind of keep our eye out to see if we can maybe pair something with Last Kumite that would kind of fit.
I'm hooked on doing that, right? But there's nothing fitting. Like
I mean, we could skip ahead to Cusack because those two are available. So that's another thing we could do.
That's true.
Yeah,
so we could do Cusack. We could do Pursuit and River Runs Red.
Yeah, I mean, we could do Last Kumite too. We could pair it with a Willis that we haven't done yet either. We haven't done Mr. Willis in a while, so that's always a thing.
We have a Willis to watch. Oh, we have Fortress 2. Yes.
Yeah, we could try to find Fortress 2. Yeah, we could. We haven't done that one yet. So
we're going to do Last Kumite Fortress 2.
That might be. Yeah. If that one's available. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Let's check those out again.
Yeah, it tends to go back and forth. That's what my
it goes back and forth. Not that check something right. We can check it right now, but I mean, like, then we'll probably do plugs.
Yeah, we can do our plugs. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. So, yes, it's on Plex. Yeah, so so we could do Snipers. Yeah, why don't we do that? We'll do. Yeah, so for people listening.
Yeah, Last Kumite, it says on Plex, and mine says Plex and Prime.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So perfect. So Willis is back. So.
Yeah, so we'll get some Willis back in as well.
And of course, just Chad Michael Murray is back. With his evil vest.
Yeah. So this will be a good.
Yeah, to see his evil vest again.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I'm excited about the evil vest. He's back.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. No. I was going to see if the pictures we get any spoilers for the vest, but I don't know if he's going to be wearing.
I love a vest spoiler. It's like
yeah. Do we get some? Yeah. They're not showing him. They're only showing Jesse Metcalf, so we don't know. So. For people listening, you can let us know if you want to mention something in the comments on Facebook, or I guess you can even do comments on Spotify if you're listening on Spotify. But let us know if it's an interesting But if Chad Michael Murray, let us know if he wears the same great vest that he does in the first Fortress movie.
I'll be surprised when I watch it.
Exactly.
I think I'll watch that second. I'm thinking of watching that second.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm doing this on live. Probably talking about it off air, but I guess I could do plugs.
Let's plug it up. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so comeuppance.net is the website. It's still going on. We're going to post Transformed soon, which is also on Facebook under the website name. Ty Comeuppance on the Twitter X, which I don't do much there. And let's see. Oh, Ty Action Rock's Instagram handle. I posted today Traces of Red.
Yes, yeah. So for
Well, I
people
did it on
listening, it'll be a
purpose.
bit about this will be airing. So people will be listening to this in February, so it'll be about a month
Okay.
after. But
Yeah.
definitely, if you missed Traces of Red, go on to Thai Action Rocks and look that. I mean, it's a Jim
Yeah.
Belushi film. Speaking of Lorraine Bracco, right?
Lorraine Bracco. That's it. It's Lorraine Bracco. We talked
Yeah,
about Bracco still before. You know? I need to rewatch Medicine Man. I think she's like really irritating in it, but I need to rewatch it. It's like,
exactly. Yeah.
but it's like Sean Connery, help me. That's all I remember, but that might be just like welcome to the Rock,
Yes.
or what they say. Oh, what do you have a better impression? It's like
Oh, Connery. The only Connery I can do is "You can't die, McLeod," and even
yeah, I
that
love that.
I gotta I don't know if it's as good there. So yeah, it's like
It's like
I want
I,
it.
like, you're the man now, dog.
You're the man now. That's my buddy. That was his Connery impression. He would do
Yeah,
that.
you're the
You're the
man.
man now, dog. He would say it like if somebody like was excited about something that maybe was kind of not like oh look at this I got an extra cheeseburger from McDonald's or something like that. You'd be like oh you're the man now, dog. It's like
That's hilarious. That's what he
yeah
used to do. That's your friend's hilarious. But
right yeah
he just says that like
he,
casual conversation as
yeah
Connery. That's brilliant.
right the Connery yeah he would do impressions of all kinds of people like he would yeah
Do you have other impressions?
he did,
Say,
yeah.
what do you have?
So the best one was he would do Jim from Taxi. So this is my friend Mike
Oh,
Petrescu.
that's
Actually,
right. You mentioned him. Yeah,
we're gonna
Jim
get
from
on the
Taxi.
podcast at some point. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I remember one time his mother's cousin was visiting. So she was there with his parents and they were drinking. And we were playing Zelda in the other room. We were a little older, so just people here playing Zelda. We were in high school, so this wasn't like kids playing Zelda, 9-year-olds.
Went to
But
I still haven't beat that yet.
yeah, but yeah, we were playing Zelda, and I remember they called they're like his dad was calling him into the other to do impressions to like entertain them, and
Uh,
he's like, come on, do Jim from Taxi, and he's like, oh, I'm Jim from Taxi, and he would do that, and then
Christopher
he,
Lloyd.
yeah, and then he would do Bobcat Goldthwait, and his dad didn't know who Bobcat Goldthwait was, so he'd be like, do the guy who goes do the guy who goes because that's how he would start his Bobcat impression. But then I remember only I got the Kevin Meaney impression, the you're like a crazy person. So he would
Oh
like do
yeah, I
that
love it.
one to me. But then he also, I mean, he would do Christopher Walken, Mr. T. Yeah, he had all kinds of
Oh, I'd like
impressions
to
that
hear
he
his
would do.
walk.
Uh,
I'm trying to get my walking back, but
yeah,
I
no,
think I
he
did
would.
all my impressions today. I mean, do you have any impressions for before you go?
God, that's a good. Well, you mentioned Statham, so you know what I mean. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Got a new movie coming out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Get ready for war. We will have different.
Yes.
And I think
What is it? His line in Fast and Furious. I gotta go out and dig some graves. It's
oh, he
like
says that.
that's
That's
what he
I got
says.
the
Yeah.
one.
Time for me to go
I know.
dig some graves. Yeah, because he's on revenge because I think they attacked his mom, Helen Mirren. So he's like
Oh,
going for
right. Oh,
revenge. He's like, time for me to dig some graves. Yeah, you know what
yeah.
I
I love.
mean? Digging
Yeah.
graves. You know what I mean?
Perfect. That's like a whole sentence. That's great.
Right.
You
Exactly.
almost do it. Like,
Yeah.
I never
Actually,
heard. I just go ahead, please.
I was gonna say that. Do you know what I mean? I figured that out from Kevin Pollak was on
Yeah.
something. He was being interviewed, and they were asking him about impressions. He was like, "Well, the way you do a good Statham is essentially you turn 'Do you know what I mean?' into one word. You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
And it's like that's how it. Yeah, that's the technique for the Statham.
I mean, I got get ready for war. And his number. And also beekeeper.
Right. What is the line he says to Charisma Carpenter? He's like, you gotta find yourself a guy who just wants to watch you sleep. Right. Then he sees that she's got a black eye and he's like gotta go beat up yeah.
He should have killed him, but that's
Yeah,
okay. He can beat him up.
exactly. Yeah.
It's like so yeah, see, we did a ton of Statham. Statham has done Skids, but not
Yeah.
recently.
No,
He did Chaos,
yeah, he's kind of hovering above the line, right? Like
He really is hovering. Good point. He's gonna hang on for a little while longer, but
yeah, because what he's doing is he's doing these sort of direct to like Netflix or direct to Amazon. I think it's more direct to Amazon, more Prime.
yeah, that's right.
But
He's like Buddy's Bamba.
yeah, but they're getting like these limited releases. He's also doing the Guy Ritchie movies, which get limited releases. So he's getting these like limited release kind of big budget things. So he's looming, but he's not quite there yet. Like you said, he did
No,
some that were like I think like Wild Card probably counts.
Wild Card, Blitz,
Blitz,
Chaos.
that's
All you
right,
think of these monosyllabic titles.
exactly.
Like,
Yes.
if you look at the song, it's hilariously how just one word, it's like
Mm-hmm.
war,
Yeah.
Blitz,
Revolver. Yeah.
Revolver. Like, that's hilarious.
Cellular,
London,
Collateral.
Collateral.
You're
Yeah,
absolutely right. Like, I mean, like he has a run of them where the only one that has more than one word is because Transporter 2 is Transporter 2. If it was just, that's the only second word is the number 2. Until he has an uncredited appearance in Pink Panther, and then he also does In the Name of the King. But really, you're right. It's like War, Crank, Chaos,
yeah,
Revolver, London, Cellular,
yeah,
Collateral.
yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
No
so
one's had
great.
that.
Yes.
I mean, he has Ghost of Mars. I
Right,
guess I'm trying to do
right.
more material, but uh,
Yes.
which I'm gonna rewatch soon. Ice Cube as Baz. You've seen Ghost of Mars?
Oh yes, I saw it in the theater actually.
Oh,
That's
jealous.
that guy Petrowski, the one I was just talking about. We saw it in the theater together. Yeah. So
Oh, that's
no.
so that must have been fun.
Yes.
Your
Oh,
buddy
it
doing
was.
impressions, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
having
Because
a great time.
yeah, he was a huge Carpenter fan. So he still is. I mean, still so we saw
Yeah,
that one. Yeah. So it was like, oh, we got to see new John Carpenter movie in the theater. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll definitely go see that.
great.
Yeah.
Then he was on break for 6,000 years, and then he made another movie. Now he's on break for another 6,000 years.
Exactly right.
It's just like he is so grumpy. I
Yeah.
mean, I like to see like the grumpy movie. Like you got him as a grumpy director. You got James Caan. I know he's gone,
Yeah.
but it'd be like he's always grumpy. It's just like it's like I love James Caan's quotes on IMDb. You gotta look those up when you have a chance.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I don't get to do romantic leads. They just say, yeah, punch this guy.
Right.
Which I gotta say, yeah, he says that, but he doesn't actually. He hasn't really delivered. But I'm talking about James Caan. He's been gone for years. But it's just like, but he didn't. He almost made a canon movie. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But he didn't make. He didn't make the deal with Menachem Golan and
Right.
Globus. That's what I heard. That he almost was in like a Death Wish kind of movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Which would have been.
And it's
I
like,
mean,
oh,
who else would? Right. I mean, he would have killed it, right? If he was
he would
doing
kill
a
it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been
Because
amazing.
he has that. He does have something. He has it. James Gunn has it. He already had it. But
Hmm.
there's that weird movie, which we show people go. But there's that weird movie. It's really hard to find. It's called Sicilian Vampire. Have you heard of this movie?
No, I've never heard. No.
Oh my! Look at the cast. It's amazing. But
Okay.
it looks. It's like some. I'm gonna say some Goomba like made a movie. And has all these people. And there's Montesanti. I think Eric Roberts, Daniel Baldwin, or William
Right.
Baldwin. You should look at this cast. It's
I
amazing.
see this. Frank D'Angelo made it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
these are
equal parts Goodfellas and From Dusk Till Dawn.
yeah. I
Okay.
saw the trailer and get ready to laugh. It's
Oh,
like
this looks. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Amanda
yeah,
Sante. Yeah,
look
there's
at that.
Khan. There's James Caan, of course. Danny
Yeah,
Baldwin. You got to have him.
yeah,
Yeah. Robert Davi. Is it Bob Davi?
yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Bob Davi.
Bob Davi. This is a trip.
I just saw Bob Davi. I rewatched Showgirls, which is really funny because if I also watched Showgirls 2, which is a thing,
Mhm.
is a real thing. Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven. It's like you gotta watch it back to back, really,
Right.
because if you remember Showgirls, if you've seen it recently, Robert Davi plays Al, the strip club owner.
Oh yes. Yeah.
So in the second one, this is years later, decades later since the first one. Penny Arena Riffle says, "Yeah, I have to work with Al." Like Al is still there. It's like Al, the sleazy strip club owner from the first. You're still working for Al.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Guy like Al doesn't leave, right? A guy like Al gets himself in a position and he keeps it.
I'm surprised no Showgirls 3. Al's in heaven.
Yeah.
It's like, or Al's in heaven. He's old.
They go to Al. They go to his funeral, and there's like this picture of Robert Davi's, like one of his publicity headshots, is
Yes,
like
yes,
on the big board, when they're at the funeral.
yes.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
great.
Showgirls 3. Like Al's finally gone. It's like not that Al was really bad. Al was kind of just a sleaze bag, but it's like
Right.
it's like, but wouldn't that be great? They mentioned Al. It's like
Yeah.
they didn't mention Nomi though.
Right.
Or Nomi. Oh yeah, they didn't mention Berkeley at all in the movie. It's like you have to watch it. It's like some sort of weird fever dream made by Rena Riffle.
Yeah, I've seen that it exists. I saw that it exists because I was thinking about it for my 2000s sequels of 90s DTV film, or no, sorry,
Long
2000s
movie.
90s DTV sequels of 90s films.
Yeah.
I was considering it for that, and so I almost found that one
Yeah.
instead, but I decided to go with I think the Skulls too, just because of the
That's
Robin
which
Dunn
is-
factor. Yeah,
I'm gonna rewatch the 3 Skulls movies this week.
yeah,
I'm gonna go from the bottom up. So 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna do.
yeah. That
Yeah.
second one, I will say that the Dunn factor in that second one, plus I can't remember the actress's name, or Lindy Booth. Yeah, she's pretty
Lindy
good in
Booth,
it too.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then we
I'm
get
excited
the
to watch this.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I think you're gonna like it. It's good, like early 2000s DTV, schlock kind of fun.
yeah, because it
Thriller
still
kind of fun.
has because it still has that kind of professionalism inside those 2000 ones.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like then yeah, so that'd be funny. Yeah, I like the show goes through idea, but yeah, so I'll
yeah.
let people go.
Yeah, yeah, no, but this was another fun one here. We got
Oh, it was
Alec
fun.
Baldwin
I
on the
enjoyed it.
Skids of all people to be
I
on
like
the
being on
Skids.
the Skids. He was
Yeah,
in the Skids in Crescent City. It's like why? It's like oh,
yeah,
I know why,
I
but
know.
why?
It's
It's
kind of
like
crazy to think, right? Back in, when the first Trump administration was happening, the idea of Alec Baldwin doing movies like this, he was like top of the world. He was like, it was
exactly.
like, let's see what SNL is going to do about this latest Trump craziness,
Yeah,
and then
which
Alec Baldwin will be in there and he would do that crazy Trump craziness, and it was like it was like everyone wanted to see what Alec Baldwin was going to do next, and now you get it's maybe one of those things, like I guess if you're an actor you don't have any choice, you got to handle guns, because you got to, but it just,
careful.
yeah, I guess, be careful with them, just hold them by the barrel and don't mess around with them,
And now Trump is back, and Alec Baldwin is doing these Skids.
right?
It's
So
like
you wonder, is this his inroad to come back, right? Because Trump is going to do ridiculous. The only thing I think everybody is probably so exhausted from the previous time around that it's not going to be like, I think people are going to care less about the crazy stuff.
I
I mean,
noticed that. Like
yeah,
I'm back, but I don't really care either.
right,
Okay,
exactly. Yeah,
I'm gonna
because I
make
mean,
my Trump ketchup. Okay,
exactly, for the fries,
excuse
yeah.
me, excuse me. Okay.
Exactly. Because I mean, you think about Alec
Everything
Baldwin,
is
he
made
could have
out of
done
Trump.
some
But
funny stuff with the McDonald's thing, but people just didn't care,
yeah,
you know?
that was kind of funny. I mean, like I'm making the fries.
Right, exactly.
I'm making the Whopper. I know this is McDonald's, but I make up my own hamburgers. Okay, I made the Whopper at McDonald's. Okay,
Right.
gotta make the gotta gotta make the triple. Yeah, the Wendy's triple at McDonald's. It's like this, or what's the thing? Frosty. I love a good Frosty. Like,
Oh
sir,
yeah.
this is McDonald's. You have the McShake. No,
Yes.
Frosty.
Give me a
Okay.
Frosty. Yeah.
He's,
There must be a Wendy. I haven't looked in that area in a while. It's up past where we live here in Philadelphia. It's kind of on the just outside of Philadelphia's limits. But I wonder, there's got to be a Wendy's near there. It'd be hilarious if, like, he's sending like CIA guys out to
oh,
get
it's so
him.
fun.
Yeah.
It's like so he'll have his White House chef, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like they gotta make me a triple Wendy's burger. Okay. With the Trump ketchup and the Trump water. Yeah, gotta
Right.
drink water. Gotta stay hydrated. It's like
The Trump water. Yeah.
he probably just drinks Trump water all day. It's like
Yes. Yeah, I
I also
agree.
believe that Stallone had his own water. Remember Sly Water?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Congratulations. From the last podcast.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, remember he said at the Trump, like, you don't know George Washington. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And did you see? I guess there's the other Trump and Sly news, which is, and then we'll let people go, I guess. Which is, I guess he gave Mel Gibson and Stallone and John Voight like ambassadorships to Hollywood. Did you see that news?
Oh,
Did
no,
you see that?
no.
But did you see that news or no?
No, I didn't see that. No,
Oh,
no.
look it up on Deadline.com or wherever your entertainment site you use.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. I mean, so what are they gonna do? I mean, like, is it gonna be like Assassins 2 and Hot Seat 2 and Baby Geniuses 10, whatever the
Yeah.
John Voight's up to? It's just
Yeah.
like, don't, if you look up John Voight's career, look up the Baby Geniuses. I mean, he must have like a stake in them or something.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
he's in all of them, and starting with the second one.
Yeah, they must, they had his number. He was an easy paycheck for him. And he was like, I'm just going to keep doing them. Yeah.
I never saw any Baby Geniuses movies, but I know
Yeah.
Super Babies 2 has John Voight. I think Scott Baio,
Oh, of
Charles
course.
himself.
Yeah.
Maybe Vanessa Angel. I
Oh,
never seen
yeah.
it. It's like
Yeah.
going back. It's like, oh, Scott Baio, huh? It's like
Good old Bayo.
good old Baio. He's always up to something with him
Yeah.
and Willie Ames. I guess I'm going back to the late '80s here, but it's like,
Yeah.
why
Exactly.
not?
Yeah.
It's just like Mel Gibson, Stallone. That's hilarious. But, Armor. We can eventually. Armor should hit the streamers eventually. That's the
Yeah.
Stallone movie where he just sits in a truck or whatever.
Right.
Like,
That could be an interesting one. Yeah. That
I'd
could
love
be.
for that to hit the streamers. Maybe Hulu.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd think Hulu would be one, because Hulu seems to be picking up these ones that have names in them.
Yeah.
They did the Chuck Norris one that we talked about, Agent Recon. So yeah. they seem to like those. They like golf movies that have, or even like Ruthless, right? They picked up that. That's probably the most successful Art Camachos had a movie. Is having a movie on Hulu like that.
I mean, I wish the movie was actually good, but I already ranted and raved about Ruthless last year. So
exactly, yeah, right. You can go back to you can go to the letterbox list that we have that tells you all the movies we've covered, and you can see when we did Ruthless. I can't remember what number episode it was, but we did discuss Ruthless on an episode.
And was that that was a double Dermot?
It was a double Dermot because the other one was Lights Out. Yeah, but we fired up the Grillo for Lights Out. On that one. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So Armor. So hopefully that'll come out it'll hit the Hulu. I'll keep an eye out because I think it just hit DVD.
Yeah. So that's what we can do too.
I mean, this looks so like he's just on a bridge the whole time. Stallone, me and Jason Patrick are on a bridge.
Exactly. Yes.
It's like I got paid $3.5 million to be on a bridge for like a day. Yeah, nice deal. I mean, did you see the trailer for that new Stallone? It's him and Scott Eastwood.
No, I haven't seen that. No.
If it's coming out soon, it's coming out on demand soon. Lara also has Mike Coulter.
Interesting.
So it looks good.
That could be a good one. Yeah,
I'm hoping that's a good one. I hope that delivers. And Flight Risk. I mean, I hope that delivers. I'm worried about that one.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on that one. I'm not worried about that's the Wahlberg Gibson one.
That's the Wahlberg Howard. A lookalike contest movie.
Yeah, that one I'm not so worried about that one. But I mean, Scott Eastwood, Mike Coulter, and Stallone. That sounds like it could be interesting.
That's good. I mean, I kind of like Dangerous. I need to maybe watch. I know you just did that podcast with Exploding.
Yeah, with Will. From Exploding Helicopter. Yeah.
Exploding Helicopter. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I listened to that Nepo Babies. It's a fun episode.
Yes, that was good. Thank you. Yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah.
What's that joke yet? Oh, it's so funny. Tyrese Gibson, Mel Gibson's son from another mother.
Right, exactly. Right, because we talk about Nepo. Yeah, to have two people with the same last name like that. Yeah, because I think Will made the joke first. He was like, "Oh, and you've also got Mel and Tyrese Gibson, right? Or parents."
That's hilarious. I love that joke. I mean, I was cracking up when I heard that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Will hit Tyrese needs to come back too. I think in this new year. So hopefully Tyrese will come back and maybe another Dermot. But we let people go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, no, but this was
minutes ago.
Yeah, that's exactly. No worries there. Yeah, but no, thank you again, Ty, for coming on. This was a lot of fun. And we'll be back next month with a last Kumite and some Fortress. But for right now, Alec Baldwin on the Skids. So thank you for listening. We'll be back soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.